Well, good morning, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. A victory lap Monday, I'm assuming, is coming. Wednesday. I'm out of my mind. It's a victory lap Wednesday. He's here. He's got his cape on. He's ready to go. He's being very blasé about it right now, but I know him.
It's coming.
This is like my work wife. I know exactly what's coming. I'm Woodsy. Paul Rindle, executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Benjamin, good morning.
You're actually not 100% right this time.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday didn't convince me of anything.
Was it the 5 walks?
No, it's the fact that the one issue that the Padres have really had consistently is inconsistency.
Oh, yeah.
And to be inconsistent, you do need to occasionally play really well.
You have to play lights out.
Yeah.
So
Right. Yeah.
playing really well.
Otherwise, you would just be bad.
Otherwise, you'd just be bad.
Or you'd be amazing if you played well.
argument yesterday was they're a mediocre team because of their inconsistency. So playing really well one day
every other day
doesn't really change that. It just continues the pattern that has led us to this spot where they're very much still in the wild card race.
Oh, yeah.
But have yet to convince me that they're worthy of more investment at the trade deadline.
Still very much alive in purgatory.
But this is also why yesterday I wasn't ready just to sell everything either, because I do know that it's in them. They can have a 2-homer Manny game, and Jackson and Tatis can hit one 474 feet. And I mean, they have it in them. Can they do it with regularity?
Right.
I still don't know the answer to that question.
My guess is that they cannot. They cannot, based on not what they have, it's what they don't have, right? It's the real consistent starting pitching that can really propel a team. And so we will talk about all that. But hey, at the end of the day, man, if you like baseball and you love the Padres like we do, hell of a game to watch. Absolutely fantastic to watch. Feet up a little bit, kind of cruising. Never really felt terrible about it. Like a couple of little dicey moments here and there, but nothing like it's been for 100+ games almost this season. So it was fun, man. And watching your guys hit nukes like Fernando Tatis Jr. did yesterday, it was a blast, man. It was an absolute blast. Love the 4:15 start time. Love it so much. I have my whole night. I get to hang with my kids. We get to play diving on. We have a big love sack. And my kids' favorite thing to do now is start out of sight, run. I throw them the baseball. They dive and catch it, like on the love sack. You can't stop them, though.
That was like a childhood staple at my home.
Jumping into a pool.
Jumping into a pond.
Into the lake.
Anything.
Yep.
And so they dive. Now, the scary part is when one of them goes real hard over it, and then they scorpion onto the hardwood and almost slam into the wall or the hat rack that's like pretty sturdy. But that's part of the game. You're going to get some bumps and bruises along the way. Taylor will always land where it looks like he's going to break his collarbone. Like he doesn't clear his arms, so he'll dive and he'll kind of land funky with both arms underneath.
Little Cam Scataboo.
Yeah, little Cam Scataboo.
Right.
So they love that game. So we played a lot of that. We went out to the street and played a game with the sun kind of going down, summer day. It was just it was magical. The game was over.
Not everybody loves the 4:15 because
I get it. They got to work.
Can get home in time to see the first 4 innings of the game.
We'll tell you what, I'm going to tune into their radio show to get their opinions about it, because I'm telling you, this is the greatest thing ever for me. For me. 4:15 start is a dream. It's a dream. And loved it. Love every second of it. Wish we could have that all the time. I realize that we can't. Frankly, you've put it at noon would be perfect.
Got it again today. And then tomorrow we've got the 9:15 a.m. start,
which is bananas. I had a incident yesterday. Not an incident. It's the wrong word. A conversation, as it were. One of our sales reps asked me if I could do something extra. And I said, no problem. Sure. When would you like to do this? And
is that really what you said? No problem. Sure. When would you like to do this?
No, it's not. No. But for the purposes of my job and story,
what you thought and what you said is different.
Yeah. After some back and forth of, well, what if I did it this way? Would that? No. I need you to do it this way. Okay, fine. If that's how it has to be, then it has to be. So I will do it your way. They said, "Are you free Thursday at 3 p.m.?" And I said, "No, I'm not." About an hour and a half from my house, right? In traffic, it's about an hour and a half each way, right? I said, I'm really well, and by
you
the
just
way,
talked about how like a lot of people that work until like 5 o'clock, they don't like the 4:15 games. So a 3 p.m. meeting for a morning radio host is what, an equivalent to like a 9 p.m. meeting?
Yeah. If you're a 9 to 5er and they're like, I'm going to need you to come back in for a meeting at 9 p.m. tonight, right? Very few of you guys would be like, I'll do it. I love this team, right? So, you would say, hit me on a Zoom. I'm free for a Zoom, which is basically what I did. And they said, no, you gotta do it. And I said, well, first of all, dude, I gotta pick my kids up from camp on Thursday. There's no, then I got my kids. Like, there's just no way. And I went ahead and threw in, also unavailable Friday, because I will not be doing a Friday meeting. I said, but I'm free on Thursday at 8:30 a.m.
Oh, right after
because we're
our
off.
short show.
I'll just do our show. I'll go in. I'll handle the business. And they said, oh, they're unavailable. I go, man, sounds like we're at a bit of a stalemate here. I don't know what you want me to do. It's got to line up, right? Schedules. This is brand new. This wasn't something on the calendar, the whole thing. And finally, he said, what about tomorrow, 10:30, which would be today? I said, no problem. I can do that. That's easy. So I will be going down to handle a little bit of extra business today, which is fine. But man, sometimes getting that schedule cleared and that, I want to do what's best for the team, certainly. But I also have, there are also things that I have to do. It's never easy, man. Never, ever
Anytime
easy.
your schedule gets
changes,
jumbled up, it can be very stressful. Happened to me.
It's one of the most stressful things.
It happened to me yesterday, and it's for today. I was expecting to do a normal, leave here and go to Channel 10 shift, but I got a text late last night, 9 o'clock. Hey, something came up. We need you to anchor, which is fine, but it changes my whole day and plan and kind of week. Like all my stories, I have to readjust. And to my boss's credit, very appreciative. Like, I think they understand that it's not easy to change things at the last minute, and I certainly understand that. But you will be able to watch me on Channel 10 anchoring tonight. Yes, nice. I will be doing the news again this evening, starting at 4 p.m.
Well, hopefully we get some pure gold out of Fact or Fiction tonight, as we usually do on Ben and Woods. We usually get
cannibalism.
That's a good one.
Adolf Hitler.
That's a great one. That was a great one. Do we still have the Jeffrey Epstein drop? Did we ever save that one or no?
We may not have.
That's
actually.
fine. You know what?
We may have drawn a line.
The less we talk about Jeffrey Epstein is probably the better. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for tonight, Ben. Penis.
And I will probably get to see, because I saw the debut
cannibalism
yesterday of my new Super Bowl promo that is running on ABC 10.
Yes.
That we recorded about a week and a half ago in the studio. They had a script, a very specific script. So it was sent over by the folks at ABC and ESPN, and half of it is like a Toy Story themed Super Bowl promo, and then the other half is me in the studio reading a script.
Are they leaning into Toy Story angle for the Super Bowl?
Big time, at least right now. They have all the ESPN characters like Peyton Manning and Adam Schefter all turned into Toy Story toys, trying to make it to Super Bowl 61 in Inglewood already.
It's a good bit.
But they had a very specific script they needed me to read, and they wanted me to flip a football and catch it.
When they told you
while
that
I was doing this,
and when they told you that, the immediate panic.
There was the immediate panic.
Immediate.
Anytime I tried to do anything athletic looking, even holding a bat in a still picture, as we know.
Yeah, you hold it like Ty Cobb, split grip.
Doesn't look.
Ty Cobb was like, "Attaboy, that's how you do it." Look, good to see an old school hitter.
I was wearing a suit, so I thought I did have the thought that Like it would look kind of better old timey because I'm wearing a suit. It didn't look good. It's trust me.
So
I
good.
mean, but we 8 years later, pictures still. I mean, we just went through the pictures yesterday, posted them on social media. Thank you for
Thanks for being
just
generally
they're
kind.
just horrible.
People were really.
Some people said nice things.
A lot of people,
which I didn't understand.
I
but-
did. They were trying to be nice. They didn't want to hurt our feelings.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh,
obviously,
man,
we are
handsome-
hideous.
Bro,
dude.
I
Are
saw
you kidding?
pictures, fellas.
I got home last night.
No.
I opened Instagram and I was like, I'm gonna go look, and I popped it open. And there was like, I don't know, 127 comments or something.
Most of them were really
and I
nice.
started just kind of scanning through them real quick, just breezing through it. And I'm like, everybody was really cool about
Yeah,
it.
they were. They were very nice.
Funny like gifs in the comments.
Yeah, funny
like, everybody was
gifs.
just being fun about it.
You know, but there are rapists in prison that are like, oh my God, look at these two guys.
I
Like,
did have a few people reach out personally, and they're like, "Is this a bit?" Like, and I'm like,
Nah, man.
like, look, there was like 150 photos to sift through.
Right.
Of course, I picked some.
Yeah, you picked the worst
funny
ones. That's what we wanted.
But
I didn't want
They-
you to
they
pick the
weren't-
ones where we look good.
but I was like, but to be clear, like they weren't trying to do anything.
Well, it shocked the hell out of me that I'm scrolling through Instagram yesterday and I see a new story from Ben Higgins. So I go and I click on it and he shared the thing. And I'm like, why are you sharing
was
that on your
weird.
own personal Instagram? I just ignored it completely. I was like, he's leaning in.
I
And
wanted people to know that these were the worst of
Okay.
the worst
Got it.
that we had selected.
So back to the promo
Oh, yeah.
that you had to do. Now, again, they asked you, hey, so you're going to read this. It's Toy Story infused. We're going to get this thing done for the Super Bowl. It's a big, big deal. Huge deal. Like there's no two ways about it. Then they say at the end, we want you to flip a football up because you're the sports guy. You feel uncomfortable. I think you would feel uncomfortable if they gave you a golf club. Anything you
Right.
do,
True.
like what's that? If you're not on the golf course, swinging a golf club looks dorky.
yeah.
Inside in a
studio, yeah. So
Yeah. Awkward.
So they make you flip the
Yeah.
football. How did it go?
So we went through about 10, 15 takes.
10 to 15 takes.
Well, I mean, you have to nail the whole thing start to finish. It's only 15 seconds of copy, but if I mess up a line, I got to stop. If I fumble the football a little bit, I got to stop. So,
3, 2, 1.
yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Ben and Woods here.
Yeah. That-
3, 2, 1.
But I actually did get a couple of, I thought, okay takes at it. And when I finally saw the finished product, it could have been worse. I mean, you saw it, right?
Yeah, you
You're-
looked incredible.
You
Agree?
are being modest.
Honest, it really looks good.
I don't know how the video is about to translate over the radio, but for those that are able to watch it on our YouTube right now, or we'll post it on social media, it's like the coolest I think Ben has ever looked.
Thank you.
I genuinely was like, that looked badass.
The first time I saw it, I'm sitting there going, I'm rubbing my hands
yes.
together like, here we go.
I was waiting for Poindexter to like drop the football or something.
I got nothing. I got just a really well-produced, well-read, pretty sharp.
And give credit
thing.
to the Adrian who was manning the camera and making sure I was getting it right. Phil at Channel 10, that I had some support on this. But here is the ABC, ESPN, 10 News Super Bowl promo.
The whole company's going. Let's roll.
Any of those people fired yesterday?
We're never going to make it.
To Super Bowl 61 and beyond.
Yes, we're also excited for another season of hard-hitting action, unforgettable plays, and championship
Looks sharp
dreams.
as hell,
Getting
dude.
ready for the big game. Super Bowl 61
All
on
right.
ESPN at ABC 10.
Can't
So-
see too well. Is that Jerry Rice over there, dude?
that
Look at
was slick.
I did
Slick.
know look it.
You know look
that
it.
was what I was practicing. Like throw it up, but you can't. Your head can't be following
Right.
it the whole way,
quiet head.
or it doesn't look good.
Oh,
So-
and then you give it the
the
one hand
the
punch.
catch and spin,
The catch, spin, point.
spin
Oh,
point
man.
at the
Elite, dude.
camera.
Absolutely
I
elite.
thought that might be a cool maneuver.
Absolutely
So
elite. Now, are there any outtakes?
I did send Paulie a couple of outtakes with a couple of fumbles.
You
and
fumbled.
I did fumble a couple of times. You can't always catch every single 4-inch toss.
Yes. Well, I mean, in traffic like that, like people breathing down your neck, there's no way. There's
In a
no
climate control
studio in a
There
suit.
were some bright lights in my eyes
Oh,
that
man.
can be difficult to catch. We've seen guys drop fly balls and passes
yeah.
because of the stadium lights. So that's an issue
Your
for
hands,
sure.
your hands looked massive in that too.
Which
Massive.
is weird because I have small hands.
You do well, but your your hands in net for whatever reason. The camera was like really focused in on your hands. Look like Billy Ray Smith, dude. Like your hands were huge.
And the amazing thing is now, nowadays with the technology, he was using just the tiniest little handheld on a gimbal.
That was the camera.
That was the camera that was on me. It wasn't a big huge rig or anything. He was simply like a tiny digital camera that he had on a stabilizer, like a tiny stick in his hand.
They can do everything.
They
now,
can do
man.
everything. So easy now.
Here's one of your out.
Here's a fumble.
Yes, we're also excited for another season of hard-hitting action, unforgettable plays,
Look at
and
those hands.
championship dreams. Getting ready for the big game.
Oh, up against the chest. Use the chest.
Bobbled it.
There we go.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
And we weren't joking. He really does
Yes,
it every
we're
time.
also excited.
Oh. I can watch these all day.
Yes, we're also excited for another season of hard-hitting action, unforgettable plays, and championship dreams. Getting ready for the big game.
Oh,
Super
no.
Bowl
Oh, by the
61.
cone. You saved it.
ABC 10.
Caught that.
You gotta-
I got the script okay, but I kind of caught it awkwardly
kind of
on the back end.
It was kind of a weird flip.
Now you're doing which camera am I supposed to be looking at?
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Yes, we're also excited for another season of hard-hitting action, unforgettable plays, and championship dreams. Getting ready for the big game. Super Bowl
That's pretty good.
61.
That's a good one.
ESPN.
Pretty
that
good
was probably
take.
the second best take.
It was a little bit far
A
away.
little far away.
You want to get it a little tighter, like just a little to the body.
And then so now we're just kind of doing a few more for safety. Then I start to struggle a little bit. Once you feel like you may have had it,
Yes.
it gets
You
a
lose
little
interest.
Gets a little trickier.
Yes, we're also excited for another season of hard-hitting action, unforgettable plays, and championship dreams. Getting ready for the big game. Super Bowl
looks a little
61
weird.
on ESPN and ABC.
That one was a
10.
little off.
Little off. It was
Yeah,
just
it
out.
sounded okay, but just a little off and
The
too far
toss
away.
was a little out of frame.
See, the thing is, everybody thinks they can do that until somebody jams a camera in your face, puts you in a suit, puts the lights up in front of you, has the teleprompter going, and everybody on the planet thinks they can do it. Just like everybody sitting at home going, how did he miss that pitch? You're like, bro, did you see what that pitch was doing? I mean, listen, everybody's an expert. I thought you knocked it out, and I thought the finished product was
It
spectacular.
was really, really well done.
Spectacular.
So that finally debuts yesterday, and I find out, they need a new one by August as well. So I don't know what the next one has in
Like
store.
not
I
a
don't-
different one, an
Yeah,
extra one.
No, it's a different
but
one
like
entirely.
not because you screwed up.
No.
Because
Just
one's
like
going to run.
Yeah, they just don't want them to run all season. So this will run, I guess, for a month or so, and then they want me to do a
are they
new
asking
one.
for any ideas? Like, do we need
I don't think so. I wasn't allowed to change a word because I
Right.
thought it was weird that I started by saying, yes, we're excited too. But
Yes.
they didn't want me to change that a bit.
And these are one of the spots, these are 30s that ESPN and your like parent company ABC, they made the first 15 or 20 seconds of it to
Correct.
every
and they
ABC
sent to
country
all the
in America.
ABC stations and all their ABC sports anchors.
And then every Ben Higgins
do
in
their
America.
15-second,
Got it.
but whatever version of that in studio.
So for the next one, if they want any ideas, I think you not under center, but being the
Snap.
center,
That's what I was
snapping
thinking.
the football.
Yeah, we're fired up, and you ram it right up into your taint, like they do.
I was thinking he should have like a mouthpiece and helmet and everything.
Yeah, Super Bowl on ABC.
A lot of sportscasters are former professional athletes.
You are not.
I am not.
You're not.
Don't fall into that category.
No. But I thought it was great. Yeah, kicking a field goal would be elite content. I don't know if they would do that in the studio.
That would be
but
bad.
You wearing eye black and a half shirt, like remember that old half? Remember the shirt?
Shimmel? What do they call
I don't know
that?
what they called it, but they used to wear they used to show pictures
what
at
you're
least of
talking
like
about.
practice and
Yeah.
stuff. And there was half shirts.
Guys in like the 80s, I picture.
Huge.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s, a lot of half shirts in the 80s. I don't miss it very much.
Can you incorporate your calves into this?
Oh my god,
That would be nice.
No, that would be so good.
Did people just have better abs? I can't believe
Yeah.
that. In the 80s, they had better abs.
I think the food. Well, there was less. There were less opportunities to stop and get a 15,000 calorie meal.
Fair.
Right? Like, so you cooked more, you ate maybe a little bit healthier back then out of necessity, because it wasn't like, I'm going to go, I want a burrito from here and I want a taco from here. Oh, and I want a burger from here. Like, you couldn't do it back then. You You had one fast food joint, and you usually had to drive a
It
little
was like
bit.
these 3,000 calorie viral dishes that we all have to try at some point.
Exactly. So I think it's definitely. I think people were in better shape. I think they played more outside. I think there was less sitting inside, on the computer all day.
Then again, we look at pictures from the 80s and baseball players who are 26
They look disgusting.
49.
They look, and it's I mean, baseball players in particular. You're like, dude, you're 23 in this picture? You have a full mustache.
You look like a stereotype of
like you've been rode hard and put away wet, dude. What is your deal? Oh, also you throw 86. And then in 25 years, they're going to tell you it wasn't 86. It was 98 with movement. I watched again. I can't get enough. I watched Jacob Mizorowski punch out Juan Soto on 4 pitches. It was 103, 104, and 105. I've seen Juan Soto hit enough to know Juan Soto knows how to time up a bullet if he wants to. And then I saw a video of Barry Bonds hitting. It wasn't the Mike Bassick one where he hit the final record, the record breaking. But I was watching Barry Bonds pitch, and it was I'm looking at him like, it's 88 miles an hour, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like, not that I'm not taking anything away from Barry. There's nobody better than him.
He's the best.
But oh my God. I go, guys, we're not in the same ballpark here. We're just not. I don't care how they measured it.
Number 756, for whatever reason, I don't know why sometimes these random videos will just go viral and pop up on your feed, but it was number 756, and it was like, look at the speed of the pitch.
It was like 78.
And you looked in the corner, it was like 83 or something.
It's crazy.
And you're like, wow, that was.
Well, you don't understand. Back then, they measured it out of the hand instead of halfway to, and I'm like, dude,
it was really like 84.
I still have eyes. Like, I still know what is hard and what is soft.
I have time to go get a sandwich before the pitch arrives in the catcher's mitt when you throw it.
We got to take a break, but I saw the coolest thing with Greg Maddux yesterday that may surprise a lot of people. Maybe I'll get Paulie to pull the audio and play it for you. It's really, really fascinating.
All right, we have a fun show planned for you today. We'll come back. We'll set the menu for what we've got, including a Thursday guest moving up to Wednesday because of our early start time tomorrow. So we'll let you know what's coming up. We'll get to our Padres wrap up of a fun one, as we said last night in Atlanta. It's all coming up with Ben and Woods, broadcasting live from our Bill House studios. We know how on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Let's kick this morning show off with a bang, talking about insurance, because really, it's not always the sexiest conversation, but it's one of those conversations in life. If you're a business owner or the CFO of a company or owner of the company, and you've got more than 25 employees, you got to think about this stuff, man. It doesn't, your gaps in risk run all year long if you own a business. SuperSure Insurance can certainly help you. It can be difficult to buy a policy online. SuperSure, the super agency built for you. They are licensed in every state. So no matter where you're listening from, you know that's good for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team at supersure.com. You can access their tools like the fine print facts, translate your current policy into plain English. You can see what's covered and what's not, plus the business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth, and then you'll know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com today. One super agency, one powerful platform. All your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by SuperSure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency. He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Will regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Before we get to the menu, I wanted to address a tweet we got yesterday after we posted our headshots from Dodger fan Jacob.
He's a good kid.
Now, this wasn't totally unexpected that some people would have fun with it,
Oh,
but Jacob went to the Liberty, I'm sure with a little help from artificial intelligence, of turning us into Dodgers fans. I thought it was pretty funny.
I did
honestly.
too. I laughed. I laughed my ass
I
off.
don't mind a little good-natured back and forth with there. Some Dodgers fans know and understand and listen to this program, and we appreciate that they do and tune in to hear more about baseball talk than you're going to get on most Los Angeles stations. My only question is, so I'm looking at this picture, and you're holding a Dodger pennant and a baseball and wearing a blue Dodgers jersey. I am holding up a foam finger, number one fan, LA, got a white Dodgers jersey and like Dodger pajama bottoms.
Yeah.
And then somehow, even in an AI picture, my hat doesn't fit.
Yes.
What is it about my head that
You're
even even in artificial intelligence,
It's still.
I can't get a hat to fit correctly.
I don't know.
Your hat fits fine.
Yeah,
Yours looks
it
good.
looks normal.
My hat looks terrible on my head.
Yeah.
And it's not just because it's a Dodger hat.
No, it just looks.
It just doesn't fit well on my head.
I'm telling you, man, there's something about that dome of yours that is just, it's not conducive to wearing hats. We haven't found the right. It's kind of like my smile, right? Like,
Well, that's your face is completely different from the AI filter.
Completely
Ben looks
different.
mostly okay. I was a little tickled, I guess, by the fact that Ben's wearing pajama bottoms
pajamas.
that I guarantee you he bought at Costco
Oh,
in
yeah.
LA. You guys got some cool shoes.
Way cool.
did Adam also manipulate our pictures?
I think so. Oh, he didn't take a picture like the one that he posted yesterday.
I don't think so.
It was us arguing about buy or sell at the deadline, and I'm looking at you like you're crazy, and
I can pull that up.
you're looking quiz. I mean,
It's very weird.
we did not take pictures like that.
I don't think he pulled those.
I'm thinking that was the AI.
I mean,
Yeah,
our
he wanted
own
to post
our
a
own
segment.
boss,
Our
is
own boss
now
is now
manipulating our pictures
using
online.
AI slop, huh? All right. Just use Adam. The ones that we have there's plenty. Like there's 1,000 to choose from. They're all terrible. It doesn't matter.
You look
I look like I'm
confused
smelling
and
a
worried.
fart. Yeah.
I just look somewhat miffed, and you look just very confused.
Also, it's weird to be arguing with someone, but we're both looking in the same direction. I'm arguing with you, but I'm looking east, and you're looking east, but we're both arguing with each other. It's very weird. Shouldn't I be on one side arguing with you? Look at that. That's not. Yeah, that's not us.
That's not us.
That's you. I think you upload those photos like basic headshots, and you're like, and add inquisitive looks or something. You know what I mean? Like, and it'll just completely
It's so dumb.
do its thing.
It's so bad. It's so bad. All right, we got to be better. We have to be better as a station. We have to be better as humans.
All right, we've got a busy show for you here. Midweek Wednesday coming up. We'll have our Padres wrap up of yesterday's 8-3 win over the Atlanta Braves, and then at 7:00, it took him until the bottom of the ninth inning, but Jesse Agler did get to his incorporator word yesterday. Poppin' Jay will play for you how he got it into the broadcast yesterday at 7 a.m.
By the way, since Paulie brought up Jimothy in the Rindle report yesterday,
The raccoon with short spine.
my entire feed is just more creepy. Here's Jimothy playing the guitar. Here's Jimothy in a garbage can. Everywhere I look,
People are like, oh, here's a video I have of Jimothy from 3 years ago when he was a baby.
I am literally haunted by the short-spined raccoon Jimothy. It's all I see now.
It's
I did not see
everywhere.
it for a week. I was free and clear of it, and now Ben, my whole feed is littered. My feed is peppered with Jimothy.
the short-spined raccoon from Seattle.
It's so terrifying.
Coming up at 7:20. My Instagram feed was peppered this weekend with
Jimothy.
young women. The Padres end up involved in the baseball spy story. We'll get to that coming up at 7:20. Plus, we've got more Padres tickets to give away for the upcoming homestand. Hey, a couple more games like last night, and the upcoming homestand is going to be very, very important for your San Diego Padres. 7:35, a Big League Wednesday. We will be joined by our friend Brett Boone. Looking forward to talking to Booney coming up at 7:30. In our 8 o'clock hour, we'll play some Take on Woods, qualify a listener for the trip to Las Vegas. And then, as I said, we're moving up our Thursday guest, Eno Sarah's Smart Baseball, since we only have a short 2+ hour show tomorrow. Eno's going to join us at 8:35. We can review his story from last week that he had in the Athletic. And then in our 9 o'clock hour, do our Rindle Report, our MLB Reach Around, and we'll look ahead to an ace pitching matchup tonight. Michael King against, is it not Chris Sale? You have Martin Perez. I had Chris Sale on there.
ESPN had Martin Perez.
I will take Martin Perez
Over Chris Sale?
Chris Sale?
I would as well. So
don't
maybe
know.
there was a change. I didn't see that. I saw Chris Sale earlier in the week. So
At the time of publishing, ESPN had Martin Perez.
fair enough. So we'll iron that out and figure it out as we get going here on a Wednesday.
I'm looking right now to see if it's got anything updated. I mean,
Padres TV had Martin Perez too, Purple says. So I would tend to think that they're there in Atlanta and they got the most.
ESPN still has King versus Press.
Is Sale going to pitch tomorrow? I know they had TBD tomorrow.
Tomorrow
be
is
him,
listed Sale versus Canning.
All right, so they just pushed him back a day.
Ooh, better win tonight.
Kind of got to win this one tonight.
I love watching Chris Sale pitch. Not against my favorite team, but I do love watching him sling it from out here at like 97 miles an hour. It's really
He's dirty.
He's a fun dude to watch.
All right, all of our guests will appear on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. After we check traffic, we'll come back and play all the highlights. And there were some good ones, including the longest home run in baseball all season long from Fernando Tatis Jr. That's coming up next year with Ben Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's your latest traffic update.
Things are looking pretty good in San Diego. Just a little bit of sluggish traffic. The 94 westbound getting onto the 805 northbound. The 805 northbound slow getting onto the 15 northbound. I'm Sam Tidrick, Odyssey, San Diego traffic.
This update is brought to you by the California Office of Traffic Safety.
Speeding catches up with you when you get caught and handed a ticket, or worse, in a crash. No one makes summer plans for fines or a trip to the hospital after a crash. So slow down and follow the speed limit. Make your 100 days of summer and beyond the safest ones. A message from the California Office of Traffic Safety and Caltrans.
I love winning, man. I love winning. You hear what I'm saying? It's like better than losing. Are you ready?
How did things play out in yesterday's game?
I liked last night's game.
It's time for the
Padres wrap-up
with Ben and Woods.
You guys are the voice of San Diego.
Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, the rooftop pool's open, day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
Pitch here, lined up the middle into center field. How about a 9-game hitting streak and an RBI single for Ty France? Tatis trots home from first, and the Padres get one here, 1-0 in the top of the first inning. Here's the pitch, and first pitch swinging in the air to right center field. Long run, Fernando not going to get there. Over his head, bounces up against the wall. Dubon has scored. Hicklin's right behind him. Jarvis cruising into third with a feet-first slide. A 2-run triple for the San Diegan, and the Braves go ahead. It's 2-1. One pitch hit in the air deep to right center field. Hicklin is going back. This one is up and gonna go. Jackson Merrill got a curveball in the zone, and he hammers it. Tie game here in the fourth. Pitch. Reach for, bounced over to shortstop, charged by Jarvis. Only plays to first, and he'll throw Rengifo out. Rengifo claps his hands as Sheets comes in to score the go-ahead run. And the Padres ahead now, 3-2.
Love that.
Pitch, Fernando laces it the other way towards the right field corner. That'll bounce and hit up against the base of the wall. Picked up by Hicklin. Tatis cruises into second with an RBI double. The Padres have added to their lead. It's now 4-2. 3-0. Manny launches it deep to left field. Dubon back towards the corner. He's looking up. This one gonna go over the bullpen for Manuel. His 21st of the year. And for the second consecutive night, Manny leaves the building. It's 5-2 here in the fifth.
I would have.
And he laces it in the air to deep center field. Harris is back. He's looking up. This one gonna go. Second of the night for Manny Machado. Number 391 in his major league career. He leaves the yard for a second consecutive inning, and it's 6-2. Rengifo runs. And Fernando hits it in the air. Deep to left center field. Forget it. Dubon's not even going to turn to watch. A long home run. 474 feet for Fernando Tatis Jr. And a 2-run put-away shot here in the eighth. It's 8-3. Baldwin at first. Jarvis at second. 2 down. The 1-2 pitch, Olsen swings and misses, strike 3, and Mason Miller with 3 strikeouts in the bottom of the ninth closes the door as the Padre big boys provide some big hits in a big win here tonight in Atlanta. 8 runs and 13 hits as the Padres beat the Braves 8-3.
We have good hitters, It's not the lineup where they're hitting, it's when they commit to a plan and take good at bats and pitcher doesn't pitch his game. You can put up a game like that, which was a lot of good offense.
You've said several times, in fact, there was a video that used to play at Echo Park about if your big guys hit, you guys would do really well. And they hit tonight. What did you think of your big guys?
Yeah, that's true. It'll be true the rest of the season, too. Not to put a ton of pressure on them, but they feel that pressure anyway. They've gotten the contracts that they've gotten because of who they've been in the past as players and who we believe in them, going forward. We still believe in them as much as we've ever believed in them. And, you know, whether that goes the way we want it to go the rest of the season or not, we still believe in them, and we're going to ride them and pat them on the back and encourage them and hopefully get the best out of them as we go forward.
Watching the replays of Fernando's just massive blast. It lands like 2 or 3 rows down in the aisle of the deep left field section at Truist Park and then bounces up. It's actually like a guy in line at a concession stand on the concourse that ends up with the baseball. That was hit so far, 474 feet, the longest home run by any player in Major League Baseball this season. Beating by 1 foot Drake Baldwin, who was behind the plate watching it go.
Was not pleased about seeing that. As soon as he hit it, Baldwin just hung his head. And you're like, oh, we got him here, man. That was beautiful, man. That was an absolutely beautiful game. The top 5 in your order drive in 7 of the 8 runs. Like,
weird.
That's super odd that you just dominated that game, you know. And it's good to see them swinging the bats a little bit better, you know. And Ty France has just been awesome, man. I don't think he gets enough accolades from at least this show. He's just been outstanding. You feel really confident with him at the plate. I love the pregame that he did with Bob Scanlon as well, talking about hitting, and it was really, really a great night.
Padres did trail 2-1 after 2 innings.
It looked like it was going to squirrel away.
You did have the feeling like, is this going to be another 4th straight bad outing by Walker Buehler? He was taxed heavily, even though he only gave up 1 hit. In the first 4 innings, it came after 2 walks and was a 2-run triple. So
yeah, he had 50 some odd pitches after what was it, 1 2/3 or something?
And you figure a veteran team like the Braves is going to take advantage of that, but then they didn't. Walker Buehler got through very quick innings in the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th, and managed to even get into the 6th before he was finally pulled in favor of Yuki Matsui. And by that point, the Padres had the 5-2 lead. Now it wasn't over yet. Yuki Matsui had to escape a bases loaded jam in the bottom of the 6th. I think it was 6-2 at the time. So the tying run was at the plate, but got Hicklin to strike out to end that threat. And then the Padres were able to add on a little bit more at the end of the game and put away the 8-3 victory. They did use Adrian Morejon and Mason Miller to close out the game, even though it was a non-save situation. Miller had not pitched since the Friday night game in Kansas City, where he came out in the 9th, loaded the bases, escaped the jam, but they did not bring him back for the 10th inning. And of course, Padres lost that game. Maybe in hindsight, if you knew that you weren't going to need him again until at least Tuesday, and even in that sense, it's a 5-run lead, you go, maybe we could have just pitched him another inning on Friday, but you don't have a crystal ball and you don't know when you're going to need your closer again.
For the record, you could have pitched him an extra inning on Friday. Regardless, he had pitched in like 7 days.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. When he rolled out, I texted you guys, Miller, ? Like, I understand, needing to get guys work. I can understand also being a little gun shy if you're Craig Stammen about maybe I don't get cued again, but it would really be. And I think, again, today, I think, is there something, Ben, where you look at it and you go, all right, we got sales going on Thursday. He can go back to back and maybe he gets a day out. You never know what guys could be seeing the ball. He could be hanging sliders. Guys could be pounding it. But I don't know. I don't know really what goes into the calculus other than guy needs work. But it doesn't have the same kind of juice, obviously, that you have in a save situation when you're up 5 runs with an elite closer like Mason Miller. But hey, man, end of the day, we don't complain about dubs on this show ever.
I didn't hate the lineup.
I didn't either.
You heard Craig Stammen say it's not about the lineup. It's about guys executing wherever they are in the lineup. And that is true to a certain extent, but it was very different with Jake Cronenworth moving up to the 2 slot.
Yep.
And Jackson Merrill moving down to 5, Camposano up to 6, Gavin Sheets down to 7, and Xander Bogaerts, for the first time since early in his career in 2015, was dropped down to the 8 hole. Now, the first time he comes up, I was wondering what Xander would do in the 8 slot. Like, you're a veteran like Xander. You've got a $25 million a year contract. You've won 2 World Series rings. You can't be all that happy about hitting 8th in the lineup.
Stings the pride a little bit.
He absolutely nuked one to center field, and I go, I like
nice
that.
kissed.
And then, of course, Michael Harris II made an
Great
unbelievable catch to Rob Xander. Like, you could see in his face, like, insult added to injury. First, I'm docked to the 8th spot in the lineup, and then I hit one of my hardest balls of the year and this guy makes an unbelievable catch in center field to rob me. He did end up with one hit and a run scored later in the game, but it felt like a deeper lineup.
It did. It really did.
For the San Diego Padres. Somehow same guys just mixed around, and you felt like I kind of like Xander coming up 8th. I feel better about wow, he's like a really good 8-hitter all of a sudden, as opposed to a really bad 3-hitter. He's now a really good 8-hitter.
We've seen some really top-heavy lineups here in San Diego the last 5-6 years, right? The balanced lineup that you saw maybe more towards the beginning of the year when they were playing a little bit better. But again, man, it just boils down to one thing. You're getting massive contributions from the guys that make $20 million plus, other than Xander right now. But even sliding down to the 8 last night, that's a contribution, and it should not be overlooked. Lengthening the lineup, making it a little bit deeper. I thought it was a great move by Craig and the guys that were in charge of putting the lineup out.
And while he really is nothing more than a veteran minimum pickup, props to Luis Rengifo,
no doubt,
who drove in the go-ahead run in the top of the 4th inning with a really good ground ball. It wasn't a hit. It was just first and third.
Yep.
But it was a nice little soft ground ball that they couldn't do anything with other than throw to first base, and gave the Padres the lead in that situation. And Rengifo's actually done quite well. He's hitting 500 with San Diego Padres,
we'll take it, man.
Earning more chances in that lineup, even if it is in the number 9 slot. I don't see the Padres as being, Rengifo's team for years and years to come. But, for right now, especially with, Samad Taylor and Ramon Laureano and Miguel Andujar all on the injured list, they need someone like our Luis Rengifo to step up, and he has done so nicely for the San Diego Padres this last week or so.
Every team needs one. We've had them here, and David Peralta, and who was the other one we had? It was really good that one year. Oh, Donovan Solano. Yeah. Donnie Barrels. Like there's those role players are very, very important, and it gives you a little bit of depth, and you feel a little bit better. Is he a switch hitter, or is he just?
Ooh, is he a Bryce Johnson, or is he just a both?
Both.
He's a switch hitter.
Switch hitter. Yeah. So I mean, that's nice to have at the bottom of your lineup, because he swings the bat okay, good contact. So
not going to give you a lot of extra base slug, but in the 9 slot, that's okay for now.
Yeah, I thought it was a really well-balanced lineup. Really, really good outing for Walker Buehler last night. And again, look, pitching around 5 walks is not something you're going to be able to do. It's just not. It's going to – the crypt keeper is going to come for you if you keep that up. But he was able to mix his pitches really well, Ben. He was able to go up in the zone on some guys. He got some weak contact for some really good hitters. So – tip my cap to Walker Buehler. You live to fight another day.
Baseball coverage on 97.3 The Fan is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi. One price, 5 years guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. And one other Padres note from yesterday, the team did agree to contract terms with their second-round pick, shortstop Elliot Lascelles, the Canadian high school shortstop, who signed for $2.8 million, which was well over slot. In fact, that was a record, the most ever for a Canadian high school position player, which is a lot of qualifiers, but still $2.8 million. Obviously, Padres think very highly of Lascelles and wanted to make sure that they got him into the fold. They have until, I believe, July 27th to sign the rest of their draft class.
5 days.
And I don't think there's any worry about anyone other than the teammate of their first-round pick, Coleman Borthwick, the other Grant Lord, I think his name is, the other pitcher. He's probably going to college. They'll try to convince him to sign. They took a flyer on him a little bit later in the draft. He would definitely need to sign for over slot. Don't know how much over slot they have after going over with Lascelles, but we'll see how it all shakes out in the next 5 days before the Padres do wrap up that draft class.
It'd be nice to get that guy. It'd be nice to get that guy.
Well, I mean, you're trying to build up a farm system that was ranked at the bottom at the start of the year. So, getting as many of these guys and hopefully hitting on a few of them can change that pretty quickly. One good draft where you hit on a couple lower round selections and you can rise up in the rankings pretty quickly. Not that the rankings mean, everything, but there's certainly an indicator of what sort of strength you have coming up in the minors, or you can use to trade at deadlines. So it is important, and just wanted to keep an eye on the draft as we go forward. All right, we will come back. We have the incorporator to pay off. Popinjay was the word for Jesse yesterday. Took him until the 9th inning, but he did squeeze it in the broadcast last night. And then Don't Do This and Brett Boone on a Big League Wednesday, all coming up in our 7 o'clock hour. More Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. just a reminder, soccer back tonight in San Diego. SDFC returns from the 2-month-long break for the World Cup. They will play at the Colorado Rapids tonight at 6:30.
At altitude.
Commerce City at Dick's Sporting Goods Park in Commerce City against the Colorado Rapids, who are just 1 point behind SDFC in the standings. So a pretty important game to start. SDFC in 10th place, which is
the standings. Jesus, I don't remember anything from the first part of the season.
I looked last night. Yeah.
Quick review. SDFC got off to a pretty good start early in the season. Then had that really tough game down in Toluca, Mexico, and after that went into a slump. They lost every game in April. I think they went 0-5 in April.
Got a red
and
card.
They got
in every
red
game.
cards in like most of their games. Dealt with some injuries. Then in May, things turned around a little bit. They had 5 matches. They won 1, they lost 1, and they had 3 draws. But remember, a couple of those, they had the lead late and then gave up a goal at the last moment, including that one against Cincinnati where they scored, and we thought it was over. It was stoppage time. There was no time left, and they just won it at the death. And then they kicked off, and like 5 seconds later, Cincinnati scored and tied it.
Shocking.
Seattle had a late goal to earn a 1-1 draw, so they gave up a bunch of points they could have had in May to be in a better spot in the standings. But having heard from Mikey Varas and Tyler Heaps earlier this week, they all felt the 2 months was great. They've been back for a couple of weeks, kind of like an extended preseason, again, a training camp that they didn't really get. Because remember, the offseason was like 9 days. So this has been their true offseason where they've gotten to install a lot of new stuff, get everybody healthy, get everybody on the same page. And they really feel like if of any team, they should benefit about as much as anyone from that break and hopefully come out playing a little bit better soccer for the second half of the season.
I'm looking forward to it, man. They, you got to get on the board. You got to have a good second half. I mean, it's the same situation. They're a very mediocre club right now. They got 4 wins, they have 5 draws, and they have 6 losses. Sound familiar to anyone out there starting their second half right now? Like it's the exact same situation.
The good news is the second half is truly a second half. In fact, there are more games left. I think they played 15 and they have 19 remaining.
And
so
plenty of time. No other offshoot games where
they do have the Leagues Cup in August, where they're going to have to go back to Mexico for a couple of games as well.
Can't let it derail you.
They mentioned, they said, hey, that's going to be tough. We're one of like 4 MLS teams that have to go down to Mexico again. So they do have those off games that aren't MLS, but they aren't for a while. Hopefully they can get on a nice little MLS run, move up in the standings a little bit, and get themselves into a nice playoff position over the next month or so.
Yep. Awesome.
All right, let's get
what time's the game?
6:30 Apple TV tonight.
Perfect.
So you get hopefully a nice quick 2.5-hour Padres victory, and then
I love it.
Switch right over to the soccer tonight against the Colorado Rapids. And then they're back home on Saturday at Snapdragon Stadium against FC Dallas at 6:30. So you got 2 games this week to kick things back off. All right, let's get to our incorporator. We had Jesse on yesterday. Every Tuesday, we're going through the alphabet with different weird vocabulary words that needs to incorporate into the radio broadcast. Paulie, if you'd set yesterday's up. So we will set you up for tonight's game with the letter P. Paulie, give us the word.
Popinjay.
Popinjay.
Popinjay. A popinjay is an old-fashioned, often derogatory term for a vain, pretentious, or conceited person who chatters boastfully and is excessively concerned with their appearance.
Oh, wow.
A popinjay.
Popinjay.
Popinjay. So we go to the bottom of the 9th.
You texted us like in the 8th inning. You
Yeah.
go, I haven't heard anything from Jesse yet.
And you didn't remind him. We never did.
I never do. I never will. I will never bother that man during a game.
Never.
I don't text Mud or anything during a broadcast. I don't want to mess with those guys while they're working. I try not
Woods,
to.
you've texted
I texted
both of
Mud.
them?
If he, yes, sometimes I've texted Jesse.
The last time I texted Mud, he was bragging about his team once again winning the fantasy camp championships.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the rings that he got before the game that day. And I texted him and said, "Hey, you know where you can shove that fantasy camp ring?"
Genius. You know what I'll usually do if he gets going on something and forgets, like what movie was that? And I know it, or what song was that? I'm like Boston or whatever. I'll text him.
When Donnie doesn't pick up on his references, I want to text him and be like, "I totally caught it.
Totally caught it."
Uncle Buck.
It's rare. Once or twice, though, Jesse and Mud have texted me
In the
during
middle of the
their
show.
game.
Yes.
I'm always very surprised.
I've gotten that too.
When I get a text from one of them, but
It makes your heart stop a little
something
bit.
like occurs to them or whatever,
Yeah.
and they're just in between innings or even during the inning, they go, send off a text to my good friend Benny. So
Now we go to
let's
the
get
bottom of the ninth, and Mason Miller on the mound. Jarvis walking to the plate.
I've never obviously had to, walk from the on-deck circle to the batter's box to face a pitcher. And I'm sure as Jarvis stands in, first pitcher on Miller is a fastball swung on and missed, 102. It can differ based upon, who's on the mound. But I assure you, nobody has ever walked to the batter's box with Mason Miller on the hill feeling like a poppin' jack.
No, not at all.
0-1.
Oh, not at all.
Not
I
at
thought
all.
he said, I don't know. He said, not at all. Not at all.
I will give Jim Jarvis of Claremont High School credit. He got a hit. He got a hit off Mason Miller. Wasn't stung, but
Bro, he smoked that triple too.
Yeah,
Who is this kid?
He had a good game.
Jeff Spicoli looking like Bo Woods clone out there. I'm like, dang, dude. Okay, like pretty cool. What was it? Was he in the outfield?
Jim
Was he a third
Jarvis
or something?
was
I can't even remember.
playing yesterday. Shortstop.
Okay, yeah, he's an infielder.
Yeah.
Can fly. Can straight up fly around the bags.
That's hitting 292.
Yeah.
Got a OPS right around 800. Obviously not a ton of at-bats, but injuries happen, and the Braves have filled the bottom of their lineup with Bryce Hicklin and Jim Jarvis, Brewer Hicklin and Jim Jarvis at the bottom of the lineup.
You know how
every team has to go through this at some point during the season.
You know how sometimes somebody's name doesn't match up to their face. Like you are
Jim. Yeah.
You're Ben Higgins.
Thank you.
Straight up. You could make an argument that I'm Steven Woods. Or Woodsy's probably.
What does Jim Jarvis sound like to you? Because I know exactly what I'm picturing. I'm picturing like a 68-year-old Chula Vista city councilman.
Okay, I was going to say science teacher.
Yes, Mr. Jarvis.
Mr. Jim Jarvis.
Yeah.
A young.
Like Khalil Green
That
looked like Khalil
yeah.
Green. He 100%. It made sense.
He doesn't when they like Jim Jarvis is it sounds like an indie rock singer, maybe too, like an indie rock guitarist. Jim Jarvis got a new record out. It's so beautiful.
I can hear
guys,
that. Yeah.
You guys will love it.
Jarvis also just sounds like the name of a band.
Yeah.
Hey, did you get that new album from
I
Jarvis?
would, if I was him, and I would play it up, I would go by Jimothy Jarvis right now. That's what I would do to really milk my 15 minutes. Jim Jarvis.
Now,
also,
is he related to former Padres pitcher Kevin Jarvis?
I don't know.
I don't think so. But
I don't know, but he's a Claremont kid, as you said, which is wild because that's where they based Fast Times off of. It was Claremont High, and he looks just like Jeff Spicoli.
I mean, if you went to Claremont High, you might lean into that as well.
Good idea.
I'm kind of a Jeff Spicoli. I go to Claremont High.
Yeah.
Let's just go with it. Let the hair grow a little bit.
I really hope, like, if kids right now at Claremont High School, like, do they recognize that their school was in a movie from 1982 or whatever it was?
They should. It's just one of the best movies of all time, and it still holds up.
For the most part, I think it does. Yeah.
Yeah. It
100%.
still holds up. I mean, you're still
the music, the soundtrack's amazing.
You're still gonna have creepy dudes. You're still gonna have guys that it's all they think about. You're gonna have the guy that thinks he's hot S when he's really not. You're gonna have the nerd. I mean, I don't think anything's really changed from back when that movie came out. I really don't. I mean, I think it's probably pretty there's more broccoli haircuts, more clavicular looking haircuts. There's phones and things like that, but all in all,
still the same.
The general premise of it, I think, still works.
Who's the umpire that Don and Mud always call Mr. Hand?
Oh, I don't know. But
they always have that reference. And anytime he umps the
he's
Padres
unreal,
game.
though. It's unreal. He looks just like him. Just like him. So, yeah, it was great. What else you got on Jim Jarvis?
We've got nothing else on Jim Jarvis. Padres 4-15 again today. They did clinch the season series against the Atlanta Braves. Not that it probably matters, but if the Phillies ever caught the Braves, the Padres might at some point be competing against the Braves for a wild card spot. And I will throw in, we'll get to our MLB reach around a little bit later in the show, but Padres did gain another half game in the wild card standings. They're now just 2 games out of a playoff spot. After the win yesterday, because the Marlins lost yet again, their 8th consecutive loss yesterday. So Padres now sit 2 games back, but still behind the Nationals, behind the Marlins, behind the Cardinals, behind the Diamondbacks, and behind the Pirates who are tied with the Diamondbacks for that third and final wild card spot.
Cardinals have lost 4 in a row as well. Marlins are in the chamber right now, cannot scratch out a win. The Red Sox yesterday, the worst thing that could have happened to them happened. Other than losing a game, the rain out. Going for their franchise record 15th win in a row.
So
is that franchise tying?
Tying. So today they'll either break it with a doubleheader sweep.
Yep.
Or they'll lose it at some point in one of the 2 games as they try to go for the doubleheader. It's always tougher to sweep a doubleheader.
Oh yeah.
Than win just one game in a single day. Though.
And plus, man, you've ripped off all these wins in a row, and you don't want to not be at the ballpark. You don't want to not be able to play. And it was dumping rain, so they had to postpone the game. So they will make it up today. It's kind of a mini reach around,
a little bit,
like a foreplay.
We've got some interesting stories to get to in the reach around, though, including some weird stuff in the Dodgers game yesterday. How that game ended, how the Dodgers lost a run in the game yesterday. You had the A's and Diamondbacks had a 2-run home run with 2 outs in the 9th for the A's to keep it going, but then
that's not what I'm remembering from that game.
Oh, yeah, now I don't know that that's a don't do this.
Which one?
The A's.
The A's had the kid who
wasn't that the night before last
ruptured a testicle.
I think that was the night before. I think that
might have been the night before.
The night before
it was in this series where he has gone to the injured list after having surgery on a ruptured testicle, which is probably the worst injury you can imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's something worse, but I don't think there is. His name is Joshua Kuroda Grauer, who was placed on the 10-day injured list following emergency surgery for a ruptured testicle caused by a foul ball.
Oh, God.
The previous night, yeah.
Ow.
And he got a hit at the at bat,
so
right?
They said this thrown me out so bad. They said it was actually leaking, and when he got the hit, he
I didn't need to know that.
He pulled himself up by his bootstraps and was like, I got to finish this AB. And he got a hit. And then that was it, man. The pain was too unbearable. And again,
adrenaline is a powerful thing.
If only there was a way to mitigate disaster like this.
He was not wearing a cup?
Correct. Ouch. I highly recommend it for all players. If you step on a field, it doesn't matter if you're in the outfield because, you still have to hit. You still have to run the bases. Balls flying around everywhere at rocket speeds. Wear a cup, man. It doesn't slow you down. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't chafe. Just get a nice jock strap, nice sliders, throw a cup in there, and forget it. You will get used to it. And, it's ego. We talked to Booney about this. Yeah. It's ego. I don't need to wear a cup. I can catch anything. The guy couldn't catch that. It was at the plate.
No.
So it's it makes no sense. Like a football player's like, I don't want to wear a helmet. I'm tough as nobody's tougher than me.
Nobody's gonna hurt me.
You're not gonna
can't get hurt.
You're not gonna make me wear a helmet.
You had hockey players who made that deciation for years before it was mandatory. You could
how'd they look
grandfathered in to not wear a helmet.
How'd that work out for them? And they all look 75 years old, and just beat, no teeth, the whole thing. I think you're tough. We already think you're tough because you play hockey.
Right.
You don't have to answer for your toughness.
Like some of the toughest of the tough.
You play hockey. Auto tough. You get the auto pass.
Your rep is solid.
Your rep is solid.
Good.
Football players. You're tough as can be. You play football. Baseball players, you just got to be smart. There's so many ways that ball can bounce. There's so many things that can happen. And, now this kid, Ben, major league career derailed, by something, a fluke accident that could have been prevented. It's a bummer, man. Bums me out.
Bonus DDT. But when we come back, got a couple of DDT stories, including one that landed a bit on the Padres yesterday involving the baseball spy scandal.
Incredible.
Plus, did our boss Adam Klug secretly start working for the Miami Heat and not tell any of us?
Side gig.
We'll tell you why we think that might be the case. Coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. It's 97.3 The Fan.
Quickly, gang, it is Woodsy here. Think about your water and what you're drinking every day. I had to, went to the gym yesterday. Only had
got them jugs, don't you?
I had a half of my jug was filled up. And I drank it on the way to the gym. And I said, no problem. I'll just fill up at the gym. And I was so disappointed in the quality of the water at the gym, because again, I'm used to the best quality with Eco Water SoCal. We've got the system in our home. And listen, you can find cheap water filters anywhere, but Eco Water SoCal, they are in a different league, a different level. Customer service is fantastic. Their products are the gold standard. I told you I saw the Eco Water van in the neighborhood the other day. I'd like to take credit for that. I don't know if I should. It's in my neighborhood. They take time to customize a system that fits perfectly to your home. Their professional installation team, second to none. Don't gamble with the fly-by-night operations. Invest in the master craftsman. They've been doing this for a century. Call 760-350-3338, 760-350-3338, or go to ecowatersocal.com. You will not be disappointed. You will be elated. Tell them Woodsy sent you. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water. Keeping it soft since 1925.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. And to kick us off today on Don't Do This, Stephen Woods.
David Shapiro probably won't need to represent Justin Boomer Prinstein. He was just fired from his job by the Los Angeles Angels. He was just hired in December, but he was let go after the team was alerted to an incident by Major League that happened while they were watching the Rockies. He's a scout for the Angels, and somebody caught him on his phone filming coaches and coaches only on his cell phone, sitting amongst the other scouts.
Spygate.
And they said, this is weird. And Boomer, as they call him affectionately, it's hard. It's weird that they caught him, though, because his website is like Boomer Spy, or Baseball Spy, it's called. And his Instagram page is The Baseball Spy. He does a podcast also called The Baseball Spy. So I think he was kind of proud of the fact that he was, in fact, the Baseball Spy, which is like the worst name of all time. Know what my nickname is? I'm the radio host.
The FBI is investigating a bank robbery. They're going right to Twitter to, Bank Robber 3.
I'm a Bank Robber 69 on Twitter. Exactly. I rob banks 22 at twitter.com. But yeah, he owns
Banks with a Z, though.
Banks with a Z.
You're not supposed to film the other coaches to study their signs and such.
You're not. But the funny thing is I mean, it's so Angels. The Athletic talked to a bunch of scouts, and they're like, look, man, there's no reason to do it. All televised broadcasts have a million different angles, and every team has the technology to upload and analyze all the angles as they see fit. One scout said, if a guy goes to his glove a little bit more when he's about to throw a cutter, we can see that. So unless you're trying to cheat, there's no good reason to have your phone out videoing. This isn't 2014.
If that's the case, then what's the point of punishing him if they can get every angle anyway?
So there really is no punishment. They fired him. You can't do it. You can't have your phone out recording coaches. But baseball's not even cracking down on him. They all just came together on a conference call. We're like, we all agree this guy's kind of an idiot. Perry, you fired him right away when it happened, when Perry was still the GM. You fired him right away? Yeah, we did. All right, well, learn your lesson and move on. No punishments coming down. I think he was also caught filming the Padres
as
well.
That's what Dennis Lin reported, that they went back and they found him doing it during a Padres game as well.
The Baseball Spy.
Now, Padres did win that series against the Angels.
2 out of 3.
So I don't know if it made a huge difference, but
filming the Rockies.
When was the last time we talked about the Angels and it wasn't
some embarrassing story
or something stupid? They are always in the news for the wrong reasons.
Stepping in it, man.
And that's they're not nowhere near good enough to also warrant some of the circus that is always following them.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I would hate to be an Angels fan. I am sorry, guys.
That would be a tough.
I mean, not like this is a walk in the park
either.
Tickets are fairly
easy to get and affordable.
It's a nice place to watch
plenty
a game.
Of parking.
They have a big bucket, helmet full of nachos, which is pretty cool. Like a big Angels helmet. They have really good cookies there.
Do they?
Beyond.
Really?
You can't even get them, though. The line is around the corner.
That's why people are going to Angel Stadium for the cookies.
It's a pleasurable experience going to an Angels game.
DDT story number 2, as the Miami Heat have what seems like their slew the dragon again moment.
Yeah.
Is Adam Klug secretly working for the Miami Heat because their apparently social media team accidentally posted a link to a scheduled live stream titled LeBron James Introductory Press Conference, July 27th. Of course, LeBron has not made any decision public about where he is going. The Miami Heat, one of the teams certainly pursuing LeBron as he makes his last decision of his career. They claim it was simply doing due diligence, getting ready in case he does choose the Miami Heat, and it was accidentally posted publicly on their YouTube page, was not supposed to be there. But of course, now everybody, it's changed like the betting markets on LeBron James and where he's going once they posted that. So, honest mistake, like Adam Klug against the Dodgers, or something a little more inside basketball? We don't know yet.
Do we have that Adam Klug clip just for reference? You know, if we reference it, I'd like to play it when we played the wrong promo.
Yes. This was during
the playoffs.
During the playoff series against the Dodgers in 2024.
Yeah.
When the Padres were up 2-1, I believe. Yeah. Against the Dodgers.
The Padres have slayed the dragon again.
And that ran live on the radio.
And we didn't win that series, right?
No.
If I remember correctly.
No, they did not.
Now, Paul, you set up live streams and, not press conferences, but live shows and things like that. What's the turnaround time on if I came to you and I worked for the Heat and said, we got it, it's done.
We need a week.
How long? How long does it take you to set up? 30 seconds.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Not that long.
On No Planet, do you have to do the 5-day in advance?
Like they could have all the graphics and everything already done, ready to go.
Yeah.
And then, you just log in, set it up, and publish.
That's it. Takes 30 seconds tops.
There was another one last week. I don't know if you guys talked about it. I'm guessing you probably didn't. Pardon the interruption. Great show. Been on forever. They also have a podcast as well. And last week, they put out a podcast where the title said Steph Curry behind LeBron's stunning Warriors decision.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But then their description was like, in this episode, Tony and Frank talk about Argentina's victory over England. Like it had nothing to do with LeBron. Just, I don't know how they messed up. They put the title
like
LeBron
had
signing with the Warriors.
Yeah. So we've had two different posts that indicate he's going to two different teams.
Interesting.
He says, I'm not rushing it. No one's rushing me. He's taking as much time as he wants.
We know he's going to milk this thing until he absolutely cannot milk it anymore.
Finally, a little do this.
DD Mega Doo-Doo.
I loved this so much. Greg Maddux, best of all time. Often the guy that older baseball fans will point to and say, I don't know why these kids can't be like Greg Maddux, man. Greg Maddux didn't need to throw hard. Greg Maddux, all he would do in today's game is he just worked the corners and north-south and east-west, and he was a thinking man's pitcher. You're absolutely right.
ABS would probably be really bad for Greg
Maddux.
Oh,
he would have hated
he was
ABS.
Getting all those Eric Gregg calls outside.
Well, Greg Maddux thinks differently of that, but that's not – so there's one piece where he says, oh, hey, I love ABS. I love it. And they it was on Baseball is Dead podcast, and he said, oh, no, I love it. He said, well, bro, you would have been screwed. You got 6 inches off the plate. He goes, yeah, but they missed a ton right down the middle. He goes, it all would have evened out.
He would have found the corners where you would have never had a guy swing. I think he's right there.
But what he was talking about in this clip, and I love this, man. I thought this was really interesting to hear from a former player, and especially a player of his caliber, talking about the importance of being able to throw hard.
If you could take the high school version of yourself and drop it into 2026 and seeing a guy like Skeens, his pedigree, the success that he had in college and then also into the big leagues, would you take his words to heart and say, this is something that I'm going to have to go to one of these velocity farms and train? Or would you have had the mindset of, I accept your challenge, I can do it just fine exactly where I'm at right now?
I was told that I was going to throw hard enough to get drafted. And if I want to have success, I need to rely on movement and location. Obviously, pitching's all deception. It's making the hitter think he's seeing something he's not. That's why the changeup was invented. That's why the breaking ball was invented. It's all these things that try to trick the hitter. My kid never threw hard enough to get drafted. My kid, topped out at 82, 83. He played at college. He made the all-tournament team and all that. He led his team in innings and ERA and did all the things right, but he didn't throw hard enough to get drafted. I wish the kids that threw hard were able to do the things that he did on the mound. You got to throw hard to get drafted, bottom line is. So, yes, I would say, hey, if you want to get drafted, you better see if you can pick up your velo and start touching that 95 mark or higher. Coming up, our mark was 90.
Now that's that's not travel ball coach. That's not college coach. That's the Greg Maddux telling you
Now, he's not saying you couldn't have success throwing not as fast.
No,
but
he's just saying
you'll never
can't
get
get
you'll never get an opportunity.
You will not get a chance to even ply your craft if you don't throw 95 now. And whether that's good or bad or whatever you want to think, but that's Greg Maddux saying that, and hey, I wish he wished his son threw harder, but was also able to do the things that he did really well, move the ball and whatever. But I think it's important, and for me, it's always refreshing because every time I see, I don't know, like I love Will Clark and Eric Burns. I do. I actually wrote them a comment on their Instagram feed. Every time they do a podcast together, all it is them just pantsless dumping on baseball. And I know they love baseball, and I know they are lifers, and I know that, and I respect them both so much and what they did and how they played.
You're not going to get everybody to go back the way it was.
I go, guys, like, I love you. I love listening to your podcast. I love your energy. I said, every time I tune in, it's you. Nobody hits and run anymore. Nobody. I'm like, we did one last night. It happens. Like, stop generalizing. Embrace that they never say anything positive. It's never anything positive about baseball. And I don't know how you can watch baseball these days and not take something positive from it. It blows my mind.
But Maddux seems like
amazing,
he's pretty reasonable guy.
Why isn't he in a booth for every game? He probably didn't want to. He probably likes playing golf,
sure he's got
gambling, like just doing his thing. But he was so good on that, man.
And that is Don't and Do This for a Wednesday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Got Brett Boone coming up on a Big League Wednesday. He had Greg Maddux, I believe, on his podcast not so long ago. Before we do that, though, let's give away some Padres tickets. The Padres coming home next week to host the Colorado Rockies, and we got 2 tickets for the game on July 28th. The first 40,000 fans will receive a free Padres poncho. Cheer on the Padres at Petco Park before the summer ends. Visit Padres.com/tickets to get yours or win them by being the 5th caller right now at 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. And then we'll come back with Brett Boone next on Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
He just, here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Congratulations to Miguel, won the Padres tickets. Thanks for listening, tuning in. We'll have more opportunities to win Padres tickets tomorrow and Friday. But right now, it is a Big League Wednesday, and we are joined by Odyssey MLB Insider Brett Boone, host of the Brett Boone Podcast, featuring weekly interviews with the most notable names in baseball. Insider calls are presented by Grainger, with professional-grade products in every industry. Grainger has you covered. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Booney, I saw you on television over the weekend with one of my competitors, but looking good.
Looking sharp.
And I hope that was a good experience for you.
Oh, it was a wonderful experience. Yeah, I went down to the studio and
you can't like Darnay more than me now, though.
No, you have to like Ben more.
Okay. No, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
I had to think about it.
Are you still getting fat and happy off the Ben and Woods residuals from the podcast we did with you? Is that money still rolling in?
Oh, absolutely. I just redoing the deck.
You send us a picture. Thank you, Ben and Woods.
Thanks, Ben and Woods. Yeah.
Dude, I know you saw this the other night, and I had to ask you because Caleb Ferguson he's a very fiery pitcher. He was pitching and they were losing pretty badly, 7-0 at the time. But crew chief Bill Miller just couldn't get out of the way.
Get out of the way.
About a 5-hopper. And Caleb Ferguson turned around and he unloaded on him. And not only like, hey, dummy, you got to get out of the way. It was, you're a fat MF, F you fat F. And I go, how did he not get run, Booney? Because I've seen guys get run for way less.
Because he knew he was, and he knew he was. He knew he didn't make the correct effort. He's kind of taken on the Joe West personality. Now that being said, he's kind of the patriarch now. He's out there. He's got a lot of tenure. He's kind of that. Hey, I'm here. Joe had that persona. Now, let me preface it with this. I love Joe. Me and Joe had an awesome relationship, but I don't know if I was in the majority of loving Joe, but he was a fair umpire. He was a fair umpire. And I'll tell you, we'd go back and forth, but I liked Joe. I've seen it before. I've seen those words uttered to Joe West. I've called him that. Now, I called him that in the correct way, I think, and got away with it. But that's just heat of the moment. And that's a big play right there. And all of a sudden you see what you perceive as he didn't go above and beyond to get out of the way.
He did not.
And you need to do that as an umpire. That's part of the deal. And he just saw it wasn't so much the result. The result is frustrating enough. It was what he perceived the effort to be.
Do you remember your softest ejection? Like a guy that was just like, I'm done. Like I'm not in the mood. Everyone has bad days, right? Like everyone.
Well, how many times do you think I got ejected in my career? I figure I got 2 or 3 years in the minor leagues, 14 years in the big leagues. How many times do you think me with my soft demeanor, always willing to get along with everybody? How many times do you think I got thrown out?
Total? 3. I was going to say 3.
I feel like he's
One.
asking.
He's asking.
Just
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
You were only ejected once in your entire
One time,
career?
I believe I was ejected in 2003. And it was an illegal ejection. Still have not paid the fine to this day. It was a Shadows game in Kansas City. It was mid-after, one of those 4:00 starts where nobody can see, sunny out. Bounced a pitch. Umpire called a strike. I'm going crazy under my breath.
It hit the ground.
Hit the ground. He's hearing me. We both can't see, but it's obvious. So, I'm barking at him, and it gets to the second pitch strike. It's just brutal. I work it to a 3-2 count. And he bounces me a slider. I swing and miss it by a foot and a half for strike 3. Fire my bat, fire my gloves, fire my helmet. The umpire throws me out of the game. I said, what are you doing? I said, I swung and missed the pitch. I was angry at myself. He says, Brett, you weren't angry at yourself. You were angry at the 2 strikes I called against you, which he was correct.
He's right.
But how could he prove that in a court of law? And I yelled, I got in his face. I couldn't believe I was ejected. And I remember not paying the fine, writing a note to, I think Frank Robinson was the head guy. And I used to play tennis with Frank when I was 2 or 3 years old in Puerto Rico. So I said, Frank, here's the deal. I'm not paying the fine. It's an illegal ejection. Look at every tape you want. Never got a retort. And
they've just been racking up interest ever since.
They're going to hit you.
Goes down in infamy. But one ejection. So I never got ejected. There's a strategy to this. You've got to be able to know how to push the envelope, push it right up to the edge. And when that umpire's had enough, you've got to be able to sense that and back off. It's like 7th grade when you're trying to get away with something with the teacher, and you got a cool teacher that thinks you're cute until she doesn't think you're cute anymore.
Yeah, you
pushed
it too far.
Thinking you're cute, get out of there and put your hands, fold them on the desk, and say, "Yes, ma'am."
Yep.
I love this conversation, talking to Brett Boone on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bang Banking, it's better, because umpiring has changed quite a bit. From when you started, certainly when your dad and your grandpa played, but nowadays with ABS, everything's kind of regimented. The strike zone has to be the same. I remember the stories back in the day, like Doug Harvey, like umpires could do whatever they wanted. Like, hey, we want to get out of here in an hour and 45 minutes. Everything's a strike today. You better be swinging. And they'd either tell you that before the game. I mean, do you have any memories of those umpires who just kind of went rogue and did things a little bit differently?
Absolutely. It was the old guard, and they couldn't be fired, and they knew it. The new umpires, way less personality.
Yeah.
Robotic, almost. They're all kind of, you can tell they all just got out of umpire school, the way their actions are. That being said, they're really good. They're really good. There's a ton of integrity in the game, and it's forced because you are so critiqued, and you are analyzed, and you are ranked. So they have to be. I love it. As a player, that's all I want. Give me your best you can do. You're a human. You're going to make mistakes. Do the best job you can. I think these umpires today are great and better than they've ever been. That being said, they don't have the personality of the old guard. You'd sit out there and talk about dinner. Well, and this is a strategy with your umpires. You talk about dinner. You give them suggestions. You know they're going to be behind the plate. When they're out with me at second base, I know he's going to be behind the plate in 2 nights. So I want to get on his good side. So how are the kids? How's Darlene doing? This is what you do. That's how you interact with umpires. But you're right. Getaway day. And they didn't even have to say it, but we are spoiled as players. We have private planes. We leave when we want to leave. We leave when we say we leave. The umpires have to catch a commercial flight. And on a Sunday getaway day, they have to be in another city Monday. If we go extra innings before this runner on second, this game could go on for 2 hours. So that umpire is going to widen that strike zone. I hated it because I just thought the integrity of the game got compromised. And I thought, you know what? It still matters for me. So I don't think a strike 8 inches off the plate should be called a strike in a big league game. This is what I do for a living. This is how I feed my family, because you've got to catch a flight. You might have to rebook your flight and fly out tomorrow morning, but please give me that. So, yes, a lot of that went on, especially when I first came up. They would test you as a rookie. Oh. You had rookie status. They didn't like the way you walked, the way you talked. They were going to test you. And, I was tested a lot. We all get tested as rookies. Once you pass the test, once you establish yourself, now it gets a little more fair. Have I told you the Eric Gregg story? Eric Gregg, real quick. I'll quicken up my speech. Eric Gregg, great. He comes to the big league, or I get to the big leagues. I'm just this snotty-nosed rookie, and I'm swinging hard and, taking names. And I'm at a bar one night in St. Louis. Eric Gregg's over there smoking a stogie, feet kicked up, hat on. And I look at him and I say, you know what? I sent him a beer over. Eric kind of cheerses me from the thing. I walk over to the bar and I sit next to him. I said, hey, Eric, how you doing? Booty, what's going on? Nice as could be to me. Now, this guy never, ever I never got a good call from him on a tight pitch. It was always a strike. And I said, Eric, I got a question for you. I said, did my dad do something to you? And he kind of looked at me, what are you talking about? I said, because whatever he did to you, you're taking it out on me. I never get the benefit of the doubt. He laughed, Booney, no, I loved your dad. I like you, this and that. From that day forward, every close call I ever got from Eric Gregg was a ball. Yes, it went my food. Little strategic things. I teach the young kids. This is what you do to these guys. You gotta maybe bribery. A beer and a conversation, putting them on the spot.
But now with ABS, though, you can't necessarily get away with that every time.
Can't do it anymore. ABS, like I said, these guys are robotic. They're so critiqued. They're so analyzed that the integrity is at the highest point I think it's ever been in the game. And it was just a different game. That's not a really a slight against the umpires of my generation. That's just the way it was then. It was establish your strike zone, and the good ones kept it. One day it might be 2 inches outside corner, but 2 inches on the inside they were giving me. And they established that, and they were good enough to keep that. I knew the rules. I knew the strike zone. And the great ones were good. I love the human element, but I just think we're getting to a point in society. Everything's going so fast. Technology's so great.
Yep.
ABS is the way to go. And I think eventually, within a couple of years, I think you're going to have a complete balls and strikes called by the computer. And probably at this stage, it should be that way. One thing is, it's the same umpire every night. You know exactly what the strike zone is, so there's no excuses either way. I think that's where we're heading. And as much as old school I am, I think it's good for the game.
Boney, really appreciate
Amazing
it.
stuff.
I love the umpire talk. Probably out of time for what can we say about the Padres at this point? We talked about consistency.
2 games. Hey, they're 2 games back.
They're good one day. They're not good the next day, though. It's like, how do you find the consistency you need?
Yeah, but look at teams around baseball right now. There's a ton of teams just like I watch as many games as I can. There's a ton of teams going through that. Just everybody's waiting for an answer. Who's going to be the buyers? Who's going to be the sellers? Yeah. Nobody knows. Nobody will give them anything. You win, like you said, you win one, you lose 2. You win 2, hey, we're back. You lose 1. You never know. But they're sitting there 2 games out at this stage with a week to go. I can't imagine everybody in that San Diego front out, we're going to sell. You're 2 games out of the wild card. I mean, you're a win 4 out of the next 5 away from being a wild card team. So at this stage, I don't know. I think it's great for the game. I think there's a lot of intrigue. I think there's a lot of interest, ton of cities involved. it's great for the game of baseball. As mediocre as the play's been, it's like it's great for the game of baseball. Everybody's excited. A lot of cities excited. San Diego, let's see what they can do.
Great stuff, Booney.
Thank
We
you,
will
brother.
talk to you again next Wednesday.
You got it.
There
You
he
got it,
is,
guys.
Odyssey MLB insider Brett Boone, brought to you by Grainger with professional-grade products for every industry. Grainger has you covered. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Yeah, I feel like you lost something with the umpires and the personalities, but you probably gained more than you lost.
I agree.
Consistency. You need professionalism
You do.
from your umpires.
And again, and I know it's probably more fun to establish that, but anytime your umpire has a bigger personality, we've seen it. We still see them make it about themselves when it's like in reality, nobody cares.
Stories
man.
like
just get
Booney
it right.
just told, that those sound like pitchers hitting home runs.
Right,
And
right.
Those were fun
It was
when
cool
they
when it happened,
but
yeah.
we don't need it.
It was amusing when the Padres were up on Sunday 19-2 and they had the position player in, so they turn off ABS and the umpire was like, ball at the forehead, strike.
Right.
We are getting out of here now that there's no more ABS. It is a strike. You better start swinging at these pitches. All right, we'll come back. We got 2 hours still to go. Take on Woods. We've got Eno Saris on a special Wednesday edition of Smart Baseball in our 8:30 hour as well. So don't go anywhere. More coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we are halfway home on a Victory Wednesday here on Ben and Woods. Am I out of the StreamYard? What
You
happened?
are out of the video equation, but we can still hear you.
Something went wrong,
which is nice. He's Woodsy.
The old days.
Over to my left is Paul Reindl.
Are you taking my spot now?
I am, because you're not in the video stream, so no one can really acknowledge you until you're back. Give you a chance to get back into things. I'm Ben Higgins. We are Ben and Woods. Thanks again to Brett Boone, who just joined us, does every week on our Big League Wednesday. Although Brett has this, I've noticed the last few weeks. Paulie, you send out a tweet from the show account promoting his appearance that he's going to join Ben and Woods coming up, at the bottom of the hour.
I noticed this
and
as
then
well.
Brett comes on, does the appearance, and then at the end of the appearance, he will retweet with the eyeball emojis. And it's too late. You've already come on. You missed it. I mean, you can go back and listen, obviously,
Somebody
for sure. But
that sees it in 6 hours can click the link and
go
check it out.
That's true. But he's like
Better
always
than
right
nothing.
after that. I mean, I appreciate that he does that. And he had some great stories about old umpires in the day. If you missed it in our last segment, it would definitely be worth checking out on our Odyssey Spotify podcast, just wherever you get your podcasts. Little glitch there.
I'm gonna have to marinate in that one for a minute. That's wow.
That was an all-timer.
That was all time.
Didn't know what I was trying to say, so that really.
I don't think anybody did. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good now.
Hang on, I'm gonna.
You threw me off by being not in the stream to start the segment.
It kicked me out. I don't know why. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything. It happened. But I would say that you were thrown off. Let's say very much.
A little bit.
Okay, there we go. I got it.
It'd be worth checking. It'd be worth checking out on our Odyssey Spotify podcast, just wherever you get your podcasts.
Again,
not my finest moment. We don't need it again. Everyone heard it twice now. Again, on our Odyssey Spotify podcast, just wherever you get your podcasts.
Odyssey and podcast and Spotify is hard to say together.
Three very made up words.
My brain.
Yes, Spotify, Odyssey, podcast. Correct. Wow. Yeah, that we need to blow in you and put you back in the machine, dude. You okay?
Yeah. Wow. All I was gonna say was I remember. It doesn't matter. The story was 10 minutes ago, but God, we had our old boss at the old station. I think this is before our show existed. Like when I was working on other shows, he really would pressure us to not only book guests, but then text them separately after they've already agreed to come on the show.
Yeah.
If they were notable guests, and be like, "Can you tweet out this link from your account promote it?" Because they're thinking. Hey, so-and-so's got 250,000 followers. You're like, of course it'd be great if they're hey,
great.
everyone, I'm going to jump on the show in San Diego. But they don't do that. And that's kind of a weird ask. And I was so uncomfortable.
Oh, it'd make me sick. And then waiting
if they
for
do
the
it on their
bubbles.
own, you're very
that's
appreciative.
great.
That's awesome.
You can't really ask them to do that.
No.
That's their account.
Did anybody figure out what is going on with our company yesterday? All the big news that
dropped.
I
saw that
it's
email
public.
from our CEO.
It's public. So I saw this. There's a sharing agreement between Odyssey and Sirius XM. So I think they've joined
a sports agreement.
Is it sports only?
Just our sports stations,
right now,
I think. Yeah.
So I can now curse because I'm on
Sirius XM. Actually, we're not right now. This doesn't happen until September, I think.
But I saw a little piece that dropped and it made me laugh because actually Darren Smith sent it to me. It said, "Oh, I can't wait to hear this guy on Ben and Woods." It says, as part of the sharing agreement, Sirius XM personalities like Mad Dog Russo may appear as cross-promotional guests on WFAN and other Odyssey stations. Top radio personalities, Ben, are expected to show up on Sirius XM as guests as well. So that means you could get the call if someone is interested in, Padres trade deadline, as they always are. You always get a call or two. I've done it in Philly. You've done it before. You get that phone call, but it's XM now.
Well, Paulie, why don't you put in the request to get Howard Stern on for us?
Yes.
Because he's a serious host. I know you guys would enjoy.
I would enjoy it.
Having him on as a guest.
Get his thoughts on the Padres,
Right.
buy, sell, hold.
Mason Miller, his value that he brings.
Right.
But Darren said, I'm looking forward to hearing Mad Dog on Ben and Woods. I said, once was enough, I think. We did it once, and that was, he was walking by, and that was fine.
Baseball winter meeting.
I think I've gotten my Mad Dog fix.
And I've already worked for Sirius before in the past.
With Steve Kerr.
Yeah, I had my show with Steve Kerr.
I pulled up a
We
clip.
have a very equal scales.
Yeah,
on
you
the
have guaranteed
ratings.
contracts?
There's
we have
no
nothing
guaranteed
guaranteed
contracts
about
in radio. They're all basically.
This is our boss, right?
This is our boss.
By the
Yeah.
way, so.
Guarantee their contracts are crying out loud. Let's go here. Let's go.
We should
lobbying
have
for us to get an
lobbying for
extension
us to
back in
get-
2019.
Yeah, we got
It's
one.
Mad Dog.
Got another one.
Got a few
Got
since
another
then.
one. Got another one.
I'm assuming this all comes with, because I see what Stern and Mad Dog get paid for their Sirius XM radio shows. So
massive
I'm
bumps.
assuming we get like 50 times what we're now making.
Right.
Our new contract
Right,
for this
right.
this Sirius upgrade goes into effect. Did we negotiate that? If they put us on Sirius, they have to pay us triple what they're already paying us.
It's weird that announcement dropped after we signed our new deal,
Yeah.
by the way.
Right.
So very smart
Right.
of them.
Well, we still have to, we're not going into effect until September. So I think we still have to say but in September. I mean, Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if we're on Sirius, we can just curse and say whatever we want, right?
Someday.
I think that's how it works.
Might need like a splitter, like one feed goes to the radio,
Yeah.
with clean language,
Ooh, that'd
and
be
the
cool.
other goes to Sirius, and you can
Sounds
say
like a lot of work
what you
for me.
want.
That sounds really rad. So yeah, I guess listen.
But if you were genuinely asking what happened with the agreement, so sports stations, including play-by-play, so like Padres games on 97.3, they will be accessible on the Sirius XM app.
Okay.
It's not clear to me if it's going to be in the in-car service for Sirius yet. Maybe it's just only newer models.
Yep.
But on the app on your phone, if you have Sirius XM and you subscribe, you will also now be able to search and find any Odyssey sports station,
Nice.
including 97.
Typically, those are your competitors, right, or whatever, and then you're like, we should just join
Let's work
forces.
together.
Let's work together in
Right.
this. So I like that. I think it's cool. Hopefully, it boosts the health of the industry, because I really love the industry. I still think this is the best way to connect to a local audience that exists. It more than anything else, more than newspapers and podcasts and television, more than anything. No offense, Ben, but local radio is the best way to connect. And I believe in that. I've always believed in that. So the healthier we can make it, the better.
Speaking of big money deals, Dennis Lynn and The Athletic did report late last night, if you missed it, that Kwanzaa Jones and Jose Feliciano have submitted their final paperwork to Major League Baseball with their ownership structure, all their investors, all their ducks in a row. And now it will be up to the owners to have that vote. It is not expected to happen until August after the trade deadline, but that is all set now. They have gotten everything that they needed to get paperwork-wise to Major League Baseball, and Dennis did write that, when it comes to the trade deadline, Feliciano and Jones have already been kind of pretty instrumental. They run things by them at this point, knowing that they're probably about to take over, so, they can't approve whatever they'd like at this point going forward, knowing that they should have control of this team before the end of the season for the last couple of months.
Will be very interesting to see how it all plays out. I think, we talked at length about it yesterday. What do you need to see from this team? Easy. I want to see more nights like last night. You do that 10, 11 more times in a row, Benny. I don't think there's any question what this team especially is going to do, but we'll get to the reach around later to find out how some of the other teams did yesterday. But again, Padres picked up a half a game yesterday, and that's kind of what they're doing, is trying to chip away at this. And Booney said it, Agler said it. I've heard other people say it. I think we all reserve the right to change our mind. It's just the levels, I think, where people would be comfortable or uncomfortable with AJ at the deadline. Meaning, hey man, we're in we have a wild card. We're currently now August 3rd in a wild card spot. Let's trade Ethan Salas for a 2-month rental. No, I don't think anybody's comfortable with that. Let's trade Cash Mayfield for a 2-month rental. Maybe, I don't know. We'd obviously all love AJ Preller to have the greatest trade deadline of all time, whether they're buyers or sellers, and be the wizard that he is capable of being. But what's your level of comfort?
It's just, and we had the discussion yesterday, and nothing really changes today. Every single day feels a little bit different. If they play, like you said, another game or two like last night, yeah, you'd feel like it's a crime that they don't at least, give a few more resources, a little more pitching, give a chance for Nick Pivetta and Joe Musgrove to come back, because this looks like a pretty good team. If they go out and lose 8-1 tonight,
right,
you'll come right back tomorrow and go, what are we doing here? This team has no hope. I mean, they've got to sell at the deadline, and we're just going to keep doing this based on the results day after day.
It is
it almost makes no sense that we're talking about it.
I know it's like a bipolar way to live, and somebody just said, Angelo said, 500 team got me changing my mind every day. There is no question. Every single day, you're like, these guys look like world beaters, man. They're like, oh, then they're on the fastball. Like, they haven't been on the fastball all year. Now they're on the fastball. They're hitting, the slugging and playing good defense. And you just look at it and go, okay, Walker Buehler looks really great. And, he's mixing his pitch as well. And you go, okay. But, in the long term, it's still Griffin Canning. It's still Walker Buehler. It's still Herman Marquez. There's a reason. And our pal Tommy tweeted yesterday, and it was that circling the drain moment in your mind where it was like, how did we get here? How did we get here? And it had the list of all the starting pitchers for the Padres, and you go, it's a great question.
KG says the smartest thing to do would be to hold. And while I kind of made that argument yesterday, the problem with holding is that there's really no scenario at the end of the season where you look like that was the smart decision. Because if you hold and you make the playoffs, then you
why
go,
didn't we buy?
Why didn't we buy? And if you hold and you don't
needed starting
and
pitching,
you don't make the playoffs, you go, why didn't you sell? Yeah. So when you hold, you're always going to look bad at the end of the season, no matter what happens, even though it may, in fact, be the right decision. If you sell and then the team logically collapses after that, it always looks pretty smart. Well, of course they sold. Look how bad they were. If you buy and they start winning, then, you go, okay, good. They went in on this team and they got a great chance and they go on a deep playoff run. If you buy and they lose,
it is
when it looks the absolute worst.
That's when it just
and
internally
if you
explode.
And they win, which is very rare, but
it happens.
Sometimes happens. You go like, oh, best of both worlds.
Addition by subtraction.
We just gained some prospects, and somehow this team ended up playing better after the trade deadline. It's the most rare of cases, but we have seen it a couple of times where a team is kind of, we're not in it, and then they get hot after the deadline.
It brings up this point Ocean View Coffee Shop makes. Only 2 games out from a wild card, right? And so I saw a report this morning, Ocean View, that said, the Nationals are poised to trade, what's his name, Foster Griffin,
rookie. He's an older rookie, but he's a rookie after time in Japan.
And I go, what? Why? You're in it. You're ahead of the Padres, right? And again, I go back to what they talked about on MLB Network. Executives and organizations sit in a room and they text each other and they ask each other, can this team win a World Series? Do we have the pieces to win a World Series? I think if you're the Nationals, Ben, you go, we've got one starting pitcher essentially and a bad bullpen. The answer is no. So let's sell, rebuild, whatever we have to do, get pieces, which sucks for their fan base. 2 teams with almost identical records, Padres and Nationals, both with struggles of their own and deficiencies of their own. You have people like Brett Boone, and you have people say, dude, you're 2 games out. You got a veteran-laden team. You got to go for it. I'm a mess. My brain is a cyclone. It just, all of it makes sense to me. Like, you could sway me either way, but what it boils down to is I just think you need too much. I don't know that you have enough to acquire the things that you actually need. And then it's got to work.
I don't think you can argue necessarily if the Padres definitely should buy. The Nationals, the Marlins, they're in a free fall.
Yes.
The Cardinals, they were never supposed to be in it this year. They're maybe more likely to hold or sell. Maybe the Diamondbacks, they need pitching badly. They could buy. They're tied for the wild card third spot with the Pirates, and that would be the other team that
I feel like
it's just been so long that maybe they need to buy at this point and try to add to their lineup.
I feel like too that yesterday I was pretty vehement about it. I still kind of am just based on where we are, but I feel like it went against every fiber in my body of the person that I am. Like, oh, we got a shot. You got to go if there's a shot. Like you have to. Like, what would I tell my little leaguers if they were down two games to none? I wouldn't be like, let's pack it up, dude. No, God, no. I'd be in there like, let's go, let's fight. But I know it doesn't work that way.
But that's why the front office and the dugout are completely separate. I mean,
that's right.
The dugout knows what's happening in the front office, but you have different people making those decisions. We're going to take a timeout. We've got at the bottom of the hour, Smart Baseball with Eno Saris. But before that, play a game of Take on Woods. We've got either the wild card or the music category left this week, and your chance to qualify for the getaway at the Fontainebleau Las Vegas and the $150 food and beverage credit. If you'd like to be our contestant, call now 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We'll come back with that next. Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. It's Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Just as we were talking about, as a baseball fan, you know the best teams don't.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey, player, this is all yours.
May have noticed we had some technical difficulties in our last segment.
Hope we're back.
But we turned me off and back on, and hopefully,
Yes.
I will be okay.
Yes.
And as well, our internet stream. So we'll see if we can get a clearer picture for you for your watching pleasure on YouTube. This hour on Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts.
It's an echo. It's probably
Trusted
me.
by thousands of San Diegans for 20 years. The baseball season is in full swing. So is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call Now Mention Radio for 20% off new service plans in 2026.
People are saying there's an echo. Is it me?
Echo.
The better
No,
fixed?
you're muted.
Okay.
I'm muted. I think we should be okay.
They said you sound like a human theremin.
Well, maybe the reboot didn't work for me then.
Wow.
We got a contestant on the line before
Super
Saris.
fun over here.
Let's
Awesome.
get to today's game of Take on Woods. Take on Woods, brought to you by Bay Alarm, security fire alarms for every business. We got you. Still not need to reboot me again? Sometimes it takes twice. We got Brian on the line. Brian, are you there?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I was nervous for a
Oh,
second.
I didn't know I was live. I'm sorry.
You are live. You are on the air, and you are a contestant for Take on Woods. Congratulations. 5 questions, head-to-head against Woods. If you beat or tie him, you will qualify for our grand prize drawing, a 2-night stay at the Fontainebleau Las Vegas and a $150 food and beverage credit. Check out their Oasis Pool Deck 6-acre experience. Book your stay at FontainebleauLasVegas.com. So we got 2 choices for you. Either our music category, No You Can't, again, all 2-second songs with song titles beginning with the word can't, and they're all from the 1900s. And we've got our wild card category, candy bars. So No You Can't, again, music, or candy bars wild card. Brian, what would you like to play?
Let's go with the music category.
Music category. All right. No You Can't. Again, same as last week when all the songs were from 2000 or later. Now they're from 1999 or before, and all 5 song titles begin with the word can't. It's all 2-second songs, so Paulie will play each song. You need to give me both the song title and the artist to score each point, and we'll see how you do against Woods. Brian, are you ready to play?
Yes.
All right. Paulie, you good to go?
I'm good.
Let's put 60 seconds on the clock. The category is No You Can't. Again, your time begins when we play our first song. Good luck, Brian. Let's Take on Woods.
Pass.
All right. Song number 2.
Can't Buy Me Love by the Beatles.
Correct. Song number 3.
Can't You Hear Me Knocking by the Rolling Stones.
Correct. Song number 4.
Pass.
Song number 5.
Can't Stand Losing You by the Police.
Correct. Let's go back to song number 1.
Can't You Mend a Broken Heart by Journey.
It's incorrect, but good guess. Let's try song number 4 one more time.
Can't You See?
Can't Hardly Wait by the Replacements, but not bad. 3 out of 5 is not bad at all. You missed Can't Fight This Feeling by REO Speedwagon. Saw some people in the chat going for it. Stay on the line, Brian. Let's bring Woods back in. He'll get the same 5 songs and the same 60 seconds. Yeah, music category for you today.
Okay.
All 2-second songs. That's all I'm giving you.
Great.
Brian's score is locked in. 60 seconds back on the clock. Your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Brian.
I Can't Fight This Feeling Anymore by REO Speedwagon.
Correct. Song number 2.
Can't Buy Me Love by the Beatles.
Correct. Song number 3.
Can't You Hear Me Knocking by the Rolling Stones.
Correct. Song number 4.
Can't Hardly Wait by the Replacements.
Yeah, and song number 5.
Can't Stand Losing You by the Police.
Yeah, it's a 5 for 5 there, Woods. Very well done. No, you can't. Again, last week was all songs since 2000.
Yes.
You didn't do as well. This week was all songs before 2000, and you did very well.
Shocker how that works.
Shocker.
Right.
I was not surprised that you got number 3, as it's been about 5 years as our theme song
Yeah,
for this
buddy.
show.
Still love that.
Can't you hear me knocking?
When I was putting that together for the 2-second song, I go, God dang, I kind of missed hearing that every morning.
Yeah.
That song was a banger.
It was
to
a
start
banger.
start the show every day.
It's a good one. It's a good
And then
one.
isn't this one of our bumpers?
Yeah, can't hardly wait. Beautiful.
Yeah, you were set up for success there. Brian did the 3 though out of 5,
good.
which is not bad.
I was
at
kind
all.
of set up, dialed there.
You were on that one. We've got our wild card category remaining on
Okay.
Friday, and we'll play a little real or fake tomorrow. But when we come back, Eno Saris is going to join us for a little smart baseball talk on a Wednesday, since we've got a short show for you with early Padres baseball tomorrow. It's all coming up right here on 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 0000466. For a full list of games and rules, played at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Midweek, looking for something fun to do? May I suggest a short trip down to Chula Vista, right off the 5 freeway, where you can experience for yourself San Diego's best, most upscale card room. It is Woods 7 Mile Casino.
Yes, Ben, it is 7 Mile Casino. They got Texas Hold'em Pie Gal. They've got Baccarat, and they've got California-style blackjack. You can go sit down and whatever tickles your fancy. You can sit down and play for a while.
Where
have
is
some
my
lunch.
fancy?
I don't want to know where your fancy is, buddy. Mine is with California-style blackjack. That tickles my fancy.
It does.
It's a lot of fun. They're friendly dealers, smoke-free environment as well.
All right, you can have a great meal at Sammy's at 7 Mile. Enjoy it on the patio with the great views of San Diego Bay and Coronado and the Silver Strand. It's really gorgeous out there, and it's also pretty nice inside with windows, no smoking, comfortable chairs, great dealers. So many different reasons for you. Take some friends, go out, experience an evening, an afternoon, middle of the night, open 24/7, anytime at 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Bennett Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. So last week, All-Star break, we thought, let's give some of our regulars the week off. They're probably trying to spend some time with their families, get away from baseball. So we told Eno, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks. Well, last week, like on Thursday, dropped a major breaking news story.
So good.
On The Athletic. And we were like, wait, we don't have Eno today to talk about it. Well, we do now. So, Paulie, let's get to it.
It's time for the super polished, yet to be named Smart Baseball Weekly segment with Eno Harris, Saris, son of a bitch. Brought to you by 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from the ballpark, by the bay in Chula Vista.
Now, you're going to have to explain to me the story about Major League Baseball cracking down on AI in the dugouts.
Yes.
Because we reacted to it last week, but my initial reaction was, why would any team trust AI over the vast experience and knowledge that they already have in their organization when AI is simply, a compilation of the knowledge that they have already put online from people like themselves in baseball?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd get so hung up on the word AI. I mean, that was part of the selling point of the story, and that's what got me on, the morning news. But what's really important, the other word that's super important is generative. So what's really important here is that, let me just start at the beginning. So the beginning was the Astros sign stealing scandal. That's the beginning.
Yeah.
So because of the Astro Science scandal, they say, you can't use technology. They sent out a memo. You can't use technology to parse signs and do stuff in real time and then relay that to the players on the field. When they did that, they closed the video room. So when they closed the video room, the players said, but I liked being able to look at my swing or, make adjustments, look at the pitcher, look at what they're doing. We want those things back. The pitchers want to be able to was that a strike or not? Or what am I doing with my lead leg or whatever? And so the players negotiated a tab on the iPad that gave them all the video that they wanted. So they got to look at the iPad and get all the video they wanted. MLB controlled the iPad with parental controls, basically. And, and they can just see that video. That's it. Well, then the coaches came and said, well, we have these binders with all this stuff about where to position our players and what pitches to throw and all this stuff. Can we just upload the binder and not kill so many trees? And baseball was like, sure, but because you don't have a union, whatever you put on these iPads, we get to review it anytime, and we can put the kibosh on it anytime we want. And so what it started out was, hey, just upload the binder. If you're looking for matchup stuff, what do we throw against Manny Machado when our reliever comes in, whatever it is.
Slider.
You look at that page. The slippery slope was this: they made some apps that were like, hey, instead of just flipping through PDFs, why don't we have an app where you can type in Manny Machado, two-strike approach or whatever, right? And then it can show you what you want really quickly. So that's how it started. But then they were like, hey, what if we have an app that shows us the last 5 pitches this pitcher has thrown Manny Machado, right? And what if we can input into that app the last 5 pitches this pitcher has thrown in this game? And what if we can input into that app what the game state is, what the count is, who's on base? What if we can input all that stuff in the app? And then what if we can ask the app to tell us what the next pitch should be?
Wow.
And we can ask the app to tell us what the next what pitch Manny Machado might see. So that's the generative part. We started having these apps. 10 power users in baseball started. There were 10 teams that were really using the apps to tell them what pitch was coming next, what pitch they should throw next. 6 teams are telling pitchers from the dugout what pitch to throw. They call it pitch suggestions. And those 6 teams, a lot of them were using AI or machine learning or whatever, generative apps that were saying, hey, they should throw a change up here. And they would relay that from the dugout. So I think, you're right. AI has some flaws, but these models were pretty dialed in. And what they found an end around where they're like, well, if I have somebody tracking the game and inputting data during the game, then I can make these models better. Because the model will, if the model just doesn't know what happened in this game, it's going to look at the past and it's going to say, okay, well, in other games he did this. But if the model knows what's happening in this game, it's better. It's going to know. It's going to be like, oh, he's doing this, this, and this, and he did this, this, and this last time, and he's about to do this. So yeah, that's where they got into trouble.
I have a wild suggestion. Take them all out. Right? The smarter teams, the more prepared teams pregame, the better at in-game adjustments. We all remember the day, right? Joe Montana would throw an interception. What did Joe Montana do? He went over to the sideline and he picked up a phone and he talked to the offensive coordinator that was sitting up in a booth. And that was the way, hey, Joe, you cannot, bad read, blah, 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 blah. All right, I'll do better next time. Click. And he's back on it, right? Hey, back in 1985, Leon Bull Durham struck out on a slider 3-2. And as he was walking back, he goes, I just threw me a 3-2
But if
slider.
they had iPads in 1985, they would have used them then.
Well, what I'm saying is, it's hard for me to listen to Major League Baseball and go, no sign stealing, no technology. Here's iPads. It's like my kids. Like you are so reliant on technology.
But they had parental control.
Here's an iPad. And it just goes to show you, like Dusty Baker talking about some of the feel leaving the game. The feel is leaving the game. And instead of burying your face in an iPad, bury your face in Jake Cronenworth's face. What'd you see there? What's he throwing? What's it look like? Right? Like that's if you really want to stop all of it, then that's kind of what you'd have to do. And I love technology. I think it's great. I think it's awesome. Helped my golf swing. It's helped my baseball team. Like, I totally am in favor of it. But man, they're always going to take a mile when you give them an inch.
Yeah. And so they just banned the entire custom tab. What I gather, I think you can still upload PDFs of, whatever information you have, so they don't have to go back to printing binders. But there is a difference between preparing for the game and then letting the game unfold, and letting that preparation sort of bleed into the game. And just I think one thing they also wanted to head off was some of this is like, where could this go? Because another thing that the apps were telling managers was take this starting pitcher out and put this reliever in.
Wow.
And so they were starting to tell managers what to do. And one of my sources said, if you thought some of the recent manager hirings were squirrely, this might have something to do with it, which is like, if I am a power using team that has an app that basically tells my manager what to do, then I can just take a manager from anywhere. They don't have to have the same qualifications as somebody else. So
same field, the same savvy. Yeah, all of it.
Yeah. So, but then I think that the slippery slope would get somewhere really weird when you get to, let's say the manager makes a big decision, it doesn't go well. In the after game scrum, the media says, "Hey, why'd you make that move?" And he can't say, "The app told me to." And if he doesn't know why the app told him to, he can't even say why the app told him to, like what the app was thinking. So I think, avoiding that sort of situation was pretty important for baseball too, because that's pretty embarrassing. But I do have a question for you guys. In football now, they go to the booth and they say, like they used to be the quarterback would call the plays. Now the booth calls the plays. It gets relayed to the quarterback.
Yeah.
So A, has the quarterback lost feel, and B, like aren't offensive coordinators running predictive models that 100%. Are spitting out like play recommendations?
100%.
They also have massive technology on the sidelines now, because you see quarterbacks reviewing
on the iPad,
video on the iPad all the time.
Why is this not an issue in football? Maybe it is that I'm just not privy to, like stealing. I mean, it'd be pretty nice to have. You hear about it all the time. A rookie leaves his playbook somewhere and somebody grabs it. Right. Like, that's pretty good info to have.
Tell me, if you're not a defensive coordinator and you have this app that you believe in and trust in and know all about, and it's like, hey, there's a 94% chance they're running the ball to the right side here.
Let's stack it up. Yeah,
you're
100%.
Using that. I mean, there has been signs to the Michigan scandal, right?
The Michigan scandal.
And I would say that I think that the difference is when you do stuff like this in baseball, it favors pitching and defense for the most part. And when you do that stuff in football, it's either neutral or it favors offense.
The offense. And that's what they want. They want more offense in games. I don't know. I just think the taking it out of the dugout entirely, it's maybe my most boomer take, and I've got some, but it might be like, hey, man, this is going to show you, like, you're going to put in the work pregame. We all know about Tony Gwynn cutting up film and having film cut and lugging a VCR around on the road. Like, there's a reason. There's a reason that he did that, to be better, and he was better. He was better than almost everybody else at doing that. So, that's
what players want to do now, is like they want to be able to do it, in game. And be like, okay, I'm doing this wrong, or I'm doing this wrong.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the players, God bless them, they have the union, and they bargain for this basically, and that's what they get. But the coaches and the front offices went a little bit too far, and they do that.
Talking to Saris here from The Athletic on Ben and Woods. Tell us about what you know about the baseball spy, which is one of my favorite stories of the year. Speaking of technology, he went the other way and was just filming people from his phone in the middle of games.
Yeah, this is amazing. My colleagues Britt Giroli and Sam Blum had a story about this. I mean, what's so amazing is that the Angels went out of their way to create a new position to hire a guy whose self-professed nickname was the baseball spy. It's almost like, hey guys, we really need to hire this Cheater McCheaterson guy.
Right.
He's going to really help us.
Really good.
And then he even has a podcast where he was talking about the Astro sign stealing scandal and how you can't be videotaping coaches and doing this stuff and the other. And then he's doing it. The last part that's so sad for me, and there was a quote on this in the story where it was like, even the Angels have video capability, right, where you can just go to the video room and get video of the opposing coaches.
Yeah,
like,
every angle. Yeah.
Every angle is available to you. There's no need to videotape the other coaches. That tape exists somewhere else. And so, and if he'd spotted something with his eyes and then gone to the video room and said, "Hey, can we look at this? Well, look, I think this is what this is." Then the team organization would have said, "Thank you. That's great work." Instead, he embarrassed them basically. And he apparently, Dennis came out today and said he was taping the Padres too.
Yep.
And of course, the Angels lost 2 out of 3 to the Rockies and lost 2 out of 3 to the Padres. And they look pretty silly right now.
Eno Saris is with us from The Athletic. Eno, let's talk about playoff odds in the Padres. We kind of update them every single day. I don't know how much they mean. Right now, FanGraph says the Padres have a 12.1% chance of making the playoffs, but that changes day to day. But a team like the Pirates, just 2 games ahead, has a 46.4% chance of making the playoffs. When does it make sense to buy versus sell? Is there like a tipping point where it makes sense for a team to invest rather than sell off assets?
Yeah, I don't know what that number is. I sort of in my head have thought that like 30%, like 1 in 3 shot, maybe 1 in 4 shot, somewhere in there, you kind of want to buy. What complicates it too is that if you're buying in that position, you're buying for a chance at a wild card series. And so you're not going to get a buy. You're not, if the Dodgers get Tarek Skubal, they know that they skip that first round and they get to use Skubal in a longer series, that sort of deal. But if the Padres buy aggressively and make the playoffs, they're going to make it in a wild card scenario, most likely. The reason that the Pirates and Padres odds are so different probably has to do with something as simple as how many times the Dodgers appear on the schedule. But the Padres schedule actually doesn't look that bad.
27th easiest the rest of the year, I think they said, or something like that.
Yeah, the Dodgers are on there 3 times. The Yankees, 3 games. Yankees, 3 games. Rays, 3 games. Those are the only real tough ones. It's provided, of course, they come out unscathed from this Houston, Cleveland situation that's coming up, Milwaukee. So there's some going on there. I would say a sort of tepid buy. I would when the Braves won it all,
yes,
they went and got Jorge Soler, Adam Duvall, and Eddie Rosario. They didn't pay a single prospect that was meaningful, that is meaningful in the game today. They won it all. Jorge Soler was the AL MVP. The World Series MVP. And that's, of course, pie in the sky, best case scenario. But that's sort of what I would look for is like, go buy a rental bat. See if you can get a rental arm that, doesn't cost a lot. Like, you don't necessarily have to shop at the top of the market because, the back of the rotation could use anybody, frankly, right now.
So you're saying that buying with no significant prospects and winning the World Series because of it would be a good strategy.
That'd be a good.
It's not smart baseball for nothing.
That's right. That's why. That's why we have him on.
I think every Padres fan would love that. Tepid buy, and then win the World Series. Absolutely,
sign up.
Genius. That's why it's called smart baseball.
Who's out there is Jorge Soler.
Yes.
He's been linked to the Padres before.
Try that one.
He has.
As has everyone else. Eno, appreciate it. Good stuff. Good insight as always. Thank you for your time. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Next Thursday, back to his regular time slot, I would imagine. Thanks to 7 Mile Casino for our Smart Baseball segment. That is it for hour number 3 of Ben and Woods, but we'll come back. Still have our MLB Reach Around and Paulie next with the Rondo Report headlines as we head toward 10 o'clock this morning on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Another Padres 4:15 start today against the Atlanta Braves as they continue the 4-game series. And then 3 big ones in Miami over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, against a team that has hit just a second-half free fall. I mean, they were playing the best baseball of anyone going into the All-Star break. And now they have not won at all since the All-Star break.
So they lost a few going in.
They lost a couple going in, but from June to early July, they were the hottest team in baseball.
Yep.
And now they've lost 8 in a row, and they've fallen out of the wild card spot in the National League. And it's now the Pirates and the Diamondbacks who are tied for that wild card lead, at least in the 3rd spot, with the Cubs and Phillies in the first 2 spots in the National League.
It's why it's so dumb, and I kick myself every time I do it, on the air at the beginning of the season. It's always hard to write a player off. It's always hard to write a team or a front office off. What the Boston Red Sox have done right now is staggering. Caleb Durbin being a guy for them that was horrible. They wanted him dead in Boston. Dead. That's not an exaggeration. Get him out of here. Also kill him on his way out. They hate him. Guys hitting walk-offs for him. They're winning 14 in a row. Breslow was an idiot. Now he's a genius. It's it's so to make bold proclamations in this business and about this sport is one of the dumbest things that we do.
I remember
Manny's got to go. Toddy's got to go. It's just ridiculous.
It is crazy how fast things change. I remember in 1999, the San Diego Padres were coming off their World Series appearance, but they lost a lot of players.
Yeah.
Kevin Brown signed with the Dodgers. They weren't nearly as good in 1999 as they were in 1998, and they got off to a really bad start and not totally unexpected. And then sometime in the summer, I want to say August, they went on a 19-game winning streak, or a 14-game winning streak, just
14.
like the Red Sox.
Yep.
And got back to 500. And I remember thinking, all right, here we go. They're on their way. They're going to grab a playoff spot, and this is going to be the turnaround of the century. No, they went right back to being bad again and finished with a losing record that season.
Yeah, it was just a brief moment in time where everything clicked, right? The pitching held up. The bullpen was great. They made all the plays defensively, and you got timely hits. And with 162 games in this sucker every year, we sit in here and write these guys off and write this guy off and write this player off, and he's got to go, and we got to trade him. It's so dumb, and it's just not. It just rare. Sometimes it works. Sometimes you can look at it and say, "I think the Giants are cooked." Right? I look at the Giants and I think they're cooked. I look at the Angels. I think they're cooked. But to say it, I guess about the Red Sox, the Marlins, to say that they have taken the next step. They're now going to be a legitimate playoff contender. They're going to hold Sandy Alcantara. I said that on the show. They have to hold him if they're in it. Well, now they can't win a game. It's just so weird.
And that doesn't mean that will or won't happen to the Boston Red Sox.
Sure, it could. That's the thing, is they could go out and lose 10 in a row.
All right, so it was actually earlier in the year. They were 25-39, and then they rallied for 14 straight wins to get back to 39-39. And then they were never above 500 again. And
Who's
finished
this?
74.
This is the
Padres
Padres?
in 1999, yeah.
Holy
finished 74
cow.
and 88.
It's crazy.
So.
74 and 88. They finished 14 games
under.
Jesus.
Despite a 14-game winning streak. So the rest of the season, they were 28 games under 500.
Yep.
That's just baseball for you. It's weird that way.
And this is why Nicholas just sums it up. He said the Sox have had starting pitching all year, was overlooked when our offense was ass. 100%. That's why I'm overlooking the Padres, is because of that reason, really, and that reason only. I was just looking at the numbers, and yes, while it's nothing to be super proud of. Sorry for hijacking, Paulie. You can take us all the time you need.
Go for it.
I was looking at the offensive numbers. Padres are creeping up. I mean, they've gone from 30th to 27th in a lot of categories and things like that.
Well, they'll never get up to the top 10 at this point. But any movement upward shows that they've been performing well offensively.
It's much better than it was. Not much better. It's better than it was. And so you look at that and you go, okay, well, I mean, maybe too little, too late. But where it starts and stops is with your starting pitching.
Or maybe you're hot right when you want to be, heading into the end of the season. So we'll find out. Just, keep going day by day and keep watching our baseball team and reevaluating as we go. Needed as we go.
Like lunatics.
All right, Paulie, go for it. Time for the Roundel Report.
And get things started here with our
Today's edition of the Rindle Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Rindle Report with Paul Rindle.
Hey guys, it's Paul here.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Rindle Report.
Hey Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Okay, how are you?
On 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a oh yeah?
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right. All right. Happy Wednesday, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
All right, we will get started. We talked about it briefly yesterday, I think, and don't do this if I'm not mistaken. ESPN letting go of Ryan Clark and kind of the fashion of how they did it. Like reportedly like, during a commercial break, he found out he had 1 segment left on a show that he was on, went to break, found out he was fired, did not appear for the last 12 minutes of the show. It was very awkward and a little uncomfortable, I'm sure, for everybody else. But there's been several other layoffs coming from ESPN and other networks that ESPN now owns, like NFL Network. So just kind of bringing everybody up to speed. Ryan Clark, he is out. We talked about Carl Ravitch was let go.
Insane.
After 33 years with ESPN. He just called the game on Monday night, by the way, and was let go yesterday. And then David Lloyd, one of the longest Sports Center anchors. He's been there since 97.
Before
he
that,
was let
you
go.
know where he was? Channel 10.
Really?
Sports anchor at Channel 10 before that.
I did not know that. Stefania Bell, she would be seen on Sports Center and ESPN platforms as the injury expert. One of them, she was let go after like 20 years. Cam Newton was let go off of his NFL shows. He just signed a multi-year contract extension last summer. And now he's been let go.
I assume they aren't as guaranteed as those extensions are in, say, baseball or football.
Right.
Yeah.
And then below that, Charles Davis, formerly of Fox Sports, he's been working for NFL Network, which was bought out by ESPN and Disney. So they own, like, all of their layoffs can now impact NFL Network. Charles Davis was let go. Tom Pelissero was let go. He's
That's
one of their
crazy.
better insiders for NFL Network for a long time. And then a couple of others guys you may not have heard of. And then like Bart Scott, he worked for ESPN, but he did like local New York ESPN radio. He was also let go. So it's just it's a gnarly time
Tough
in the
business,
industry, and it seems like it's never ending. Companies are just always constantly looking to downsize and maximize production out of the people that they have. So a lot of people were very upset and looking at some of the layoffs this week as maybe the direction that ESPN wants to go.
Well, I think the direction they've been wanting to go is pretty obvious, and that's always unfortunate. But you hate when people lose their gigs. I think there's every one of those people I think will land on their feet because they're all pretty good at what they do.
I did find it. I mean, Stephen A. Smith came on yesterday and kind of defended, like he said, these are all tough losses. And
he said, my bosses know I'm not happy about how this was
he said
done.
he's not happy about it. But then again, Stephen A. Smith could probably pay all of their salaries with his salary and still have a few $1 million left over.
But he shouldn't have to.
Yeah, you're
That's the
Disney.
thing. You're Disney. You shouldn't have to. Right? And, if you think that somebody's not good, that's one thing. But if you're like, we're just going to funnel more resources into Stephen A., Pat McAfee,
I just
whatever.
don't know.
The Kelsey brothers.
I assume that they have statistics that tell them that Pat McAfee and Stephen A. are worth the
$60 million or
and
whatever.
$20 million that they're each paid, and that they bring in that kind of audience.
You may not like it. You may not be able to understand it.
But there's got to be a reason.
I don't understand. I'd rather watch 10 Tom Pelisseros and Carl Ravitches
all day
than one Stephen A. Smith or Pat McAfee. But
all day.
Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man.
There's a reason for it. It's not willy-nilly. Like, they're not just like,
he got fired too.
We'll take a shot. Willy-nilly did get fired. Really good analyst. But they're not just throwing darts at a board, right? Which is kind of the scary thing.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we'll move over to a little football, college football. We're getting ready for the season to begin. Teams getting ready here in just the next few weeks. And with that, especially on the college level, you're going to see a lot of the Heisman campaigns. I think San Diego State had one with was Rashad Penny or Donnell Pumphrey, where even the smaller
I think it was
schools,
Rashad Penny had a pretty decent size.
They will put a ton of money and resources
Billboards
into commercials,
in Times Square.
billboards. Like they will really go all out for a Heisman Trophy campaign.
Yeah.
And so I got this is an interesting one from SMU.
Smell my underwear.
Smell my underwear.
Is that what you used to say, you
kids.
juvenile Texas Tech kids?
We thought it was so funny. Smell my underwear.
They are launching their Heisman campaign for quarterback. He's a senior, Kevin Jennings. Had a pretty good year last year. I pulled up his stats here: 3,600 yards, 26 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Not bad for SMU.
Yep.
So they're going to lean into it. And this one surprised me. They came up with like a commercial. They teamed up with Nike, I think, an NIL deal, Heisman candidate stuff. That all made sense. This one, I don't think has ever been done before in college sports. SMU announced recently that they have named a new building after their current quarterback, Kevin Jennings. It's going to be called the Kevin Jennings Recovery Center, which will be a space designed for all student athletes to give them the top resources for performance and recovery and just training their bodies and getting back on the field or whatever.
Are you ready to bless the Jennings Recovery Center? I need some help, please. Come on. Who's with me?
You ready?
to?
Usually
Come on, you know
these
how
building names are reserved for
donors,
high price donors.
So high-priced donors paid for it. They are just
Give the
naming
name to
it
him.
after the current quarterback. And, you know, guys get numbers retired, maybe like the next year after they leave their school or something. It's always fun, but I don't think it's ever been done before that a current player has gotten like
pretty
brick and
badass.
mortar, your
Odds
name
that
on the building.
It will still be the Kevin Jennings Center in 3 years if he has a mediocre season.
The odds are
Like what happens if
even
he
if
gets
he
hurt in
wins the
week two?
Heisman. I mean, maybe he stays. I don't know, but that's kind of a baller thing to have.
I think so.
Yeah,
but like I don't know if he gets hurt early and then
I'm assuming Arch Manning is the Heisman favorite going into this season, but I don't know.
Are you ready to bless the mood? Are you ready
for Arch Manning?
bless the mood? I need some help, please.
Nope.
Are you ready to bless the
Notre Dame
mood?
quarterback C.J. Carr and Texas quarterback Arch Manning are both at plus 750.
Okay.
Along with Trinidad Chambliss from Ole Miss, Julian Sayin from Ohio State, Jeremiah
San
Jeremiah
Julian
Smith, wide receiver from Ohio State, and Dante Moore, the quarterback for Oregon. Those are the betting favorites right now.
Okay.
Makes me sick to my stomach.
Finally,
Have one of my guys up there. I'm sick.
Oh,
I'm,
CJ
not,
Carr.
I'm just
Yeah, you
I'm,
hate that.
I'm beyond nauseous. I wish nobody knew his name.
Finally, we will wrap it up with the story. A little sportsy, but it's the sports memorabilia and collectible world. This one
Now you're
fascinated
talking.
me. Yeah, this one fascinated me. I've noticed, actually, there's a lot of money to be made in the vintage world, whether it's collectible, sports memorabilia, or clothing. And I got a story here of a 19-year-old in Portland, Oregon, who earlier this year, back in January, he was at a Goodwill and he saw some employees toss some clothes into a box or
Bin
whatever.
or something,
bin,
yeah.
And he thought that looked like some Lakers colors. So he, as soon as he could, he walked over and started just raiding through this bin, and he pulled out a purple or gold with purple trim jacket, and he's like, that looks cool. And on the back it said Chamberlain. He's like, sweet. He bought it for $3.07. Got home, says he searched around on the internet trying to find some comparable prices because he has done this for 3 years. Like since he was in high school, he would go to Goodwills and other secondhand stores and buy vintage clothing. Like, hey, this Nike shirt from 1994,
like old concert tees.
Dude,
go
you'd
for
be
a
surprised.
fortune.
You
Yeah,
would be surprised at stuff that you got back in the 90s, just wherever. Like if you still had it now, it could be worth a lot of money. So he knows
I
what
still
he's
have
doing.
a lot of T-shirts from the 90s.
we know
And golf shirts
Here's
as well.
Paulie. Before you get to like the price and everything,
Sure.
How surprised are we that somebody we know doesn't just shop at thrift stores all the time?
So I was going to say
$3,
Dude,
I
that was a big thing in
I
high
don't
school.
like
All our friends would
wearing
do it.
clothes that other people have already worn. Hand-me-down / vintage clothes. I can't do it. I've seen the ads like they have Vinted now. You can sell your clothes online. I don't want to buy clothes that I don't know where they've been.
Also, nobody wants to buy your old
You
Tommy
never
Bahama
know. You
shirts.
never know what's going to be vintage and popular.
No.
Think of all the Mad Friars Padres minor league shirts that we've been given over the years. In 30 years, those might be worth a fortune. You just have to hang on to them.
That's true.
Like San Antonio Mission shirts from 2018 are going to be huge in
massive.
2045.
Well, we thank you to John Conna for taking care of us because we
sell
have
them all on Vinted.
Yeah, I love it.
So, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we would do that like in high school if we had like Spirit Day or something at school. We would go to like called Value Village was the discount store and loved it. But so this guy, he got this jacket for $3.07, couldn't find any comps for it. And then he posted a photo and somebody reached out to him, the head of modern collectibles for Sotheby's, got in touch with this guy, told him, you might want to get that jacket checked out because once it was in fact looked at and authenticated and everything, it was found out to be an actual worn, used warm-up jacket from Wilt Chamberlain.
Do you leave it at one of those 20,000 women's home and she threw it in a box to get rid of it?
Again, the guy thought there's no way this is a real, like it's just a knockoff. It put an old star player's name on the back of it. Bought it for $3, and that sucker just sold for
that is so
$89,600.
It's a nice return on your $3.
It certainly is.
And 7 cents.
Those warm-up jerseys haven't changed much over the years either.
So sick. Look at that.
Was it like gigantically huge for Wilt Chamberlain? I mean, would that not have been a giveaway to the person who owned it before? It's huge.
I mean, you never so people die and their kids come in and they just unload everything.
Jacket turned out to not only be legitimate, but a significant piece of Chamberlain and Lakers memorabilia, likely used in the 1971-72 season, definitively matched to the 1972 finals.
It's unreal, man. That's absolutely unreal.
And
what an unreal find.
I've seen, I've talked about it before. I love the Golden Show on Netflix, the collectible show, and they'll talk about like some of the photo matching and authentication process. It's pretty wild. I mean, they'll say, yeah, we got this jersey and we're trying to see if it was actually game used. It's a Aaron Judge jersey. Yeah. They're like, we found 752 photos on Getty of him in this particular venue, and they will zoom in and they're like, see that little tear right there? That's the jersey. It was game used.
Bananas.
Crazy.
Wow. Absolutely bananas.
Crazy.
Thank you, Paulie.
Thank you, Paulie.
Now, will you two be buying soccer cards now that they announced that there's going to be a one-of-one? Topps is issuing a one-of-one Messi holding baby Lamine Yamal card.
I mean,
in one of their sets. Like, what would that be worth? A one-of-one?
It's you can't even price it. That's one of those where what's somebody willing to pay, right? Like maybe you go to Messi or Lamine Yamal and say, do you want this? Like, is this something you'd be interested in purchasing on your own? But that card's going to go for, I mean, again, anything one of one is through the roof. Incredible. But no, I'm not going to be buying.
I'm not going to start buying soccer cards.
No, I've really done well at just sticking to baseball. As much as I have been tempted to buy some football, to buy some basketball.
I bought some basketball.
I have not really gone down that avenue yet. Not saying I won't, but I haven't yet.
All right, well, there's money to be made.
I keep getting, by the way, I got a DM yesterday from a guy that hits me with well, this is all your fault, and sends me this cachet of cards that he bought. And his son
is just a cache.
Oh, is it cache?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, cachet is different. A cache of cards. A big
CACHE.
I got it. A big giant table full of all these unopened boxes and cards. And he goes, he's holding his 6-month-old. He goes, you've done it. You're and Paulie's fault. I went and bought all these, and I go, dude, you're about to have in about 6 or 7 years, 7, 8 years, you're about to have the best Christmas morning of all time. You and your son ripping those cards. I go, if you can sit on them. I go, you're really going to be able to take those unopened packs and boxes.
Oh, he's just sitting on them.
Throw them in a closet.
That's the plan.
He's not opening them and then taking out the good ones. He's throwing them up in a closet. 6, 7, 8 years from now, him and his son will rip them together.
Patience for that.
I don't either. There's no way I could do it.
I've seen other people that are like, hey, if you buy this box and just don't touch it, leave it factory sealed and everything, and in 10 years,
impossible.
Because then they sell it like 20
with the hope of
2018
the promise of what
could be
worth more than knowing even something pretty good is in it.
Yeah.
Right.
But the idea that something amazing.
Really
Well, when you
good.
go years down the road and in hindsight, like you can't even find like Jordan's rookie year basketball packs.
Those
if you find a
packs.
pack, it's probably going to cost
thousands
of dollars. And
for
there's
one
8
pack.
cards, and you hope one of them's Jordan. Probably
Sits
not.
your stomach, dude.
You could buy like the box of every year a set comes out. The 2018 set that has Ohtani in it for the first time. Those boxes are through the roof if you held on to them. If you bought them 8 years ago and just held on to them. And there's no guarantee that it's in there.
No, none.
All right, we're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, our MLB reach around. The Dodgers got quite fortunate yesterday, and I want to discuss a couple of
It's about time they
finally
caught a break.
something goes their way.
elements from their game against the Phillies. That'll be part of it coming up next with Ben and Woods, broadcasting live from our Bill House studios. We know how on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, it is not too late to get in shape for the summer. Yes, summer's already here, but with SDFatLoss.com, you can lose weight so quickly that before summer's over, you're going to be feeling like a new you. That's what happens when you lose up to a pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. I lost 40 pounds in 60 days, but really within 3 or 4 weeks, I was already feeling much, much better. So if you started now, by the end of August, you're going to start seeing the difference on the scale when you go out to the beach, to the pool, whatever. And you're doing this with real foods, no bars, no shakes, no prepackaged meals, and no exercise necessary. Just eat regular stuff like chicken and steak and vegetables. They will show you how to lose the weight quickly with SDFatLoss.com. Just sign up for a free consultation at SDFatLoss.com. And when you sign up for the program, get $200 off right now for 97.3 The Fan listeners. And no need for the expensive injections, the GLP-1s that you have to keep taking, or otherwise the weight probably comes back on. Check it out today. It's SDFatLoss.com. That's SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Had some interesting going-ons yesterday in Major League Baseball. Let's check it out in today's MLB Reach Around. They're doing the Reach Around. They're doing the Reach Around. Everybody's doing the Reach Around. As I mentioned, Padres continuing to get help in that wild card race. The Miami Marlins losing their 8th in a row. The Astros got a 3-run home run from Isaac Paredes in a 5-3 win. The Angels helped the Padres again with a 5-1 win over the Cardinals. All 5 runs in the first inning, including a Joe Adell 2-run home run for the Halos. And even the Rockies helped out with Hunter Goodman hitting a tie-breaking home run in the 8th inning, his 31st of the season,
31.
As they beat the Washington Nationals 8-7. The A's tried to help out. They were down 4-2 to the Diamondbacks with 2 outs in the 9th and nobody on. Triple and then Jacob Wilson home run to force extra innings. Then they took the lead in the top of the 10th, 5-4. And then the Diamondbacks scored twice to win it 6-5. A walk-off by Ildemaro Vargas on a pitch that was forehead high and about a foot and a half outside. I don't know if you saw it. The infield was in. He swung at it. It was so high and outside. It was like one of the most ridiculous pitches to swing at, and he poked it through the infield for the game-winning hit to give the Diamondbacks the win and tie them for the wild card third-place lead with the Pirates. All right, let's talk about this Dodgers game. Which was basically decided by a Max Muncy 2-run home run and Justin Robleski's pitching performance, his 11th win of the season. But a couple of interesting moments. There was a Shohei Ohtani, what looked like an RBI double. But now, who was the runner? I know that Andy Pages was,
I think it was
the on-deck hitter who was like signaling it.
Their catcher, I think, and I don't know his last name. It was the guy that...
It wasn't Dalton Rushing, it's the other guy.
It's the other guy.
Yeah, that they brought up. So Ohtani hits one.
Yes, the other guy.
He comes around from second to score, but Pages is signaling, stand up, you're fine, no one's, no throw at home. But there is a play at second base, and Ohtani gets tagged out for the final out. And the Phillies challenged and said that out happened before he crossed home plate, and they were right. And the Dodgers had a run taken off the scoreboard. And remember, we had this situation with the Padres. And I don't remember exactly the particulars.
Luis Arraez was stretching a single into a double. The play's right in front of him. It was hit to. It was hit.
Who was running?
It was hit to right. It was hit to right. And Luis was like, "I'm going," and put his head down and ran.
I don't remember who was on second base.
Somebody
though.
was given the Cadillac sign.
Manny held his hands.
Manny
up.
held his hands up, like don't slide.
Like
but the
slow
runner
up.
slowed down and didn't score before Arraez was tagged out. And I seem to remember arguing at the time. You don't want guys to slide at home when they don't have to. But there has to be a signal between, you can go ahead and cruise on in or stay up, but sprint as fast as you can.
All Arraez had to do was just stay at first, and it was a run.
Yeah.
Stay at first.
I'm showing the play from last night, and I mean, Pa has immediately has his arms up,
Cadillac,
hey,
Cadillac,
slow it up. And that is not on the runner at all. Like, he's got his back turned to the play. Like, he doesn't know that Ohtani's stretching it into a double there. And when the only player that he can see is telling him, doing his job, saying, slow up, you go down. If it's like, hey, the throw is coming, you're going to have to slide or whatever. They'll say, like, which side of the bag to swipe or whatever. He was telling him, slow up. You're good. You're scoring easy.
He pulled up.
That is not on the runner.
Not the worst base running mistake of the game, though. Because
absolutely not.
With the Phillies down 2-1 in the bottom of the ninth, they had runners at second and third. Let's see. JT Realmuto was at second. Justin Crawford, pinch runner, was at third with one out. So they're trying to score the tying run. Brandon Marsh grounds the ball to the left side. The infield's in, and I think Muncy at third gets it. Now, Crawford's trying to score, but he realizes he's not going to make it. so he turns around.
It's got to be contact plays on, right?
Yes.
And it's just the worst place you can hit it.
But he sees then when he turns around that Realmuto is already standing on third.
Which he should be
nowhere
if
to
you go, right?
So Crawford really just has to give himself up at that point and live to fight for another batter with a runner at third. But instead, JT Realmuto tries to go back to second base.
Even though he was already standing on third.
Even though he was already standing on third. They tag out Crawford, and then they throw to second, and they get JT Realmuto to double play to end the game.
Again, that's like Little League. That's when you're like learning about pickles and stuff like that. It's like, hey, your only job is to stay in that rundown long enough for the runner behind you to advance
get to
the furthest base he's able to.
Yep.
You see him right there in front of you.
Again, that's fine. Justin Crawford was fine.
Right.
JT, you were already
he didn't
there.
do his job.
You've played in the big leagues for how long? You stay at third, man, and you say, well, this sucks, but at least I'm here.
And we still have another chance.
Right? I mean, it just, I texted you guys this last night, man. I saw this growing up, too. Like, teams crater around them. They crater. My God, we crater to the Dodgers all the time. They crater. One mistake gets compounded. It happens all the time with this team, and it's because they're very good. And they don't crater in those pressure situations. They're battle tested, I guess. And you'll see teams doing things that they never do because the pressure's too much.
Other finals from last night.
It's horrible.
The Mets shut out the Brewers 4-0. Luis Robert Jr., who's back off the injured list, is just his third home run, but he's an intriguing trade deadline possibility.
Always has
because
been.
The Mets are definitely sellers at the break. PCA had a big game for the Cubs, reached base 5 times, drove in 2. They destroyed the Tigers 11-2. The Royals beat the Giants 3-2. Casey has now won 4 of 5 since the All-Star break, including that series win against the Padres. Rays 12, Blue Jays 2. Toronto has now lost 6 of 7, and they are very much heading toward being sellers now at the deadline. 1 year after they were an inch away from winning the World Series against the Dodgers. And then you think, well, they must have made a bunch of bad moves in the offseason. Au contraire, Dylan Cease, phenomenal move. He was the starter in the All-Star game. Okamoto from Japan has been fantastic. They got Trevor Rogers has been great for them. They let Bo Bichette go. That was probably really smart, not paying him $40 million. They made They came this close to the World Series, made a ton of great decisions in the offseason
that have all worked
and have cratered, and they're terrible. It makes no sense at all because, Vlad Guerrero's not having a good season. Some of the other guys have just not performed offensively. The pitching, Gossman's had a bad season.
The Savage has had a bad season.
How does a GM supposed to operate? He goes like, I put together this team. They almost won the World Series. I made brilliant moves in the offseason, and they reward me by completely falling apart.
So stupid.
Stupid game.
Stupid game. But then there are teams that always are the same. The Guardians win again, 5-2 over the Twins. They're never that impressive, but they keep just winning and
around,
leading their division like they always do. The Rangers shut out the White Sox 10-0. Kumar Rocker, 6 innings, 1 hit allowed. Reds double up the Mariners 4-2. Chase Burns, 5 shutout innings, his 12th win of the season. He's now 12-1. And then you had the 2 rainouts, Pirates, Yankees, Baltimore, Boston. So the Red Sox had to wait on going for their franchise record-tying 15th win in a row. That'll happen today, as will the Pittsburgh Yankee game coming up at the top of the hour.
Nice.
First game of doubleheaders today. So lots of action on a Wednesday.
Excellent reach around, my friend.
That is our reach
Always.
around. All right, we will take a timeout. When we come back, we can look ahead to the Padres' 3rd game of this series against the Atlanta Braves. And one note from last night's game that we didn't mention earlier, that the Padres continue to be the worst team in Major League Baseball. Coming up next year with Bennett Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 0000466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Another chance for us to talk about 7 Mile Casino. I want to talk about the 24/7 aspect of 7 Mile, because I know that there are plenty of tier ones who don't listen to the show in their morning. They listen to it like at the end of their day when they're working an overnight shift. They're coming home. You're looking for a place to hang out that's open 24/7. 7 Mile Casino is a great option, not just for the cards, Woods, but a great meal at Sammy's at 7 Mile, have a drink at the bar. You just don't find that all over San Diego.
Yeah, man. And of course, they got all the card games that you're looking for. Texas Hold'em, Pai Gow, Baccarat, and California-style blackjack has been mentioned. Really good food. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, doesn't matter. The 24/7 options are fantastic. And it's a smoke-free environment. It's a bright room when you walk into it. And there's a beautiful view sitting on the patio overlooking the bay.
The brunch is only available on the weekends, but it's worth checking out. Voted best in the South County, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. So if you don't go today, maybe make a plan this weekend to head down to 7 Mile Casino right off the 5 freeway in Chula Vista. It is just 7 minutes from downtown.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Got a very short show tomorrow. Only 2 hours and 15 minutes or so.
It'll probably be terrible.
We'll hand things over to Sammy Levitt for the Eco Water SoCal pregame show. Probably have Sammy on in our 7 o'clock hour. All guests on Ben Woods appear on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better.
We panic when there's a short show. Panic.
A little bit.
like the lights get too bright for us. I don't know what it is, but they get too bright.
I think for me, when you have the long show, you just accept that some of it is going to suck.
Yeah.
But when you have the shorter
show,
show, you feel like you can't really afford to have any bad moments when it's a short
You're
show.
not wrong.
It's like the umpire comes and goes, "We're doing a 5-inning game tonight." You're like, "What? 5 innings?" And everything changes. That's how we feel. So get ready.
You're like, wait, when are we supposed to use our closer now? Like, when are
Yeah.
we supposed to play take on Woods tomorrow? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know.
I don't know either.
If the Padres did play a 5-inning game, they might still have a challenge left at the end of it, although probably not, as
No.
usually they lose them all by the 5th inning. Almost every game. And I believe it happened again yesterday.
Oh, it did. I heard Don Orsillo. I heard the disdain in his voice.
Donnie
It was something like, and the Padres once again have lost both challenges in the 5th inning.
And Michael King is being pulled in the 5th. I'm like, oh my God, Donnie.
And
Donnie is
on the
it's hard to hide.
second one that they lost, I believe it was a Campusano challenge behind home plate, which failed. And then the next pitch, Walker Buehler struck out the guy anyway.
Yes,
So
yes.
didn't even matter. That's the low leverage that the Padres have to get over. But we didn't talk about it yesterday. The opposite happens as well. They actually had both challenges in the 9th inning of a one-run game. And Jake Cronenworth leads off. I mean, you try to get on base any way you can in a one-run game in the 9th inning. And the very first pitch of the at-bat. Now, if this is the first, second, third inning, you accept the results of the umpire's decision.
Yep.
It's very high and very outside, but might have taken the corner, might not have. Jake didn't even look like he thought about challenging it. It's like, you've got 2, man. The game's over in 3 outs, so you can use these liberally in the 9th inning, and then they don't.
I think they're so gun shy because they're so bad at it. They're so gun shy. Like,
But they do
that
it
one
in
was gun
times
shy.
when they're not supposed to.
They're they're so indecisive on when to do it and then high leverage.
They're spun out.
They're spun out. That's the word I'm looking for.
They
spun out.
They track challenge, right?
Yes.
But they don't. Correct me if I'm wrong. They don't take into effect the calls that you didn't challenge that you should have.
Correct.
So like the Padres would be significantly worse if you were able to factor that in. Like you can see which ones that they tried to and failed at, but like the ones that they don't do, those are almost more frustrating.
They're completely spun out about it. I would be too.
Yeah.
Every day you're like, hey man, we're the worst, like one of the worst teams in baseball at this.
And
I know it's new, but like
I have sympathy for Craig Stammen. What do you tell them? Because it's not like just stop challenging, because that would be stupid. Then you would be putting yourself at a disadvantage by not using your challenges. But when you then say, hey, we got to aggressively challenge more, then they go the wrong way again. There's like no right answer here.
Look, the usual. Who's the worst? It's Xander, right?
He was really good at the beginning of the season, and then he fell off a map. It's weird how hot and cold they get on these two. It's almost like you'd think that would be immune. Like, yes, I know hitting can be very streaky in baseball, but shouldn't your plate awareness be about the same all the way through? Why does that change as the season goes? I don't understand that.
It's hard. It goes really fast. That's all I can say. Those pitches are nasty, but it's much easier for us. It's much easier to the person at home with the box. Toddy might be the worst at not using the ABS when he should.
Yeah, he's used twice, I think.
Like you
he's
can
made
see
2 challenges all year.
You can almost see it in his body. He's nervous.
Yeah. They're nervous to do it.
My sense is that after 2 or 3 seasons, if they continue to operate this way, enough data will come out that someone will write the book on like, okay, here's now the way to effectively coach your players on challenges and how to approach them. But right now, everyone's just kind of guessing a little bit. Well, somebody said what the best way to do this is.
Somebody said last night, oh, you got to have a chart in the dugout. And I'm like, a chart in the dugout? Then you have to access that chart while you're also trying to, in your brain, you're trying to say, is he going to go slider, heater, cutter, curveball, changeup? What's the like? You will lose. Like you can't. I don't want them up there. I want it to be ingrained in them, and I don't know how you do it.
I don't know exactly what they do, but my thinking would be if I was running a baseball team in the era of ABS, I'd basically, as they're going into the on deck circle, I would say, like super green light or red light, like just in the game situation, just knowing, hey, I want you to go up there thinking challenge aggressively, or thinking probably not unless it's a totally egregious miss. At least
you can, and I think it. Listen, let's say it's the third, and you're the skipper, Ben Higgins, and you go, hey guys, red light here. It's the third. It's
but
zero.
If the pitch bounces and they call it a strike. You can challenge,
right? So then it's not a red light.
Not always.
It's a yellow light.
Yeah.
Yellow if you want to, red maybe not, green yes. You're a wreck. You're a wreck. They're a wreck, right?
You've already got so much on your mind.
So now it's the third. It's the third inning, but it's bases loaded. Then you give a signal from the dugout. You're free to challenge here if you think it's going to help. No, I don't know how you fix this. Electric shock to the taint is the only thing I can think of. The only thing I can.
That's what the Astros do. So
something. But it's almost like, look, I hate when they lose, but it is almost comical watching their challenges. If you look at it as a sitcom, it's the funniest sitcom you've ever seen. It's Seinfeld. It's Curb Your Enthusiasm. But if you watch it as a fan, it makes you pull your hair out.
Well, we'll see how they do today. Michael King on the mound for the San Diego Padres against former Padre Martin Perez, starting for the Atlanta Braves. Taking a look at Perez, is having a pretty good season again. 3.54 ERA, is only 6-6 overall, but a 1.19 WHIP is very respectable. Did lose to the Padres earlier in the season when they faced him back in June, so they did have a win, but they scored 3 runs off of him in 4 innings, so they've seen him before this year, but hasn't had his greatest starts. I think that was. Since then, he's had 2 other starts allowing 4 runs in both of them. So maybe you're catching him at a good time as well. And, with Michael King, 5 innings, a lot of pitches, 1 run. It's kind of what he's been doing a lot this year, but occasionally he'll go 7 and have your best start. He has the most quality starts by the Padres by far. And especially lately. So if you're going to get one, this is the day to get one from Michael King. Would love to see that, especially after you did use Adrian Morejon and Mason Miller in a 5-run game late yesterday.
Yes.
Like to see the Padres get a good performance from Michael King and maybe go low leverage for a win today. That would be the ideal formula.
I was surprised.
Fantastic.
During the break. Just randomly found myself looking at the Padres leaders in WAR, which I don't know how everybody feels about WAR or not. It's supposed to be a mostly comprehensive stat, and I was surprised that Ty France and Michael King are tied for the lead for leaders in WAR for the Padres.
And Ben was surprised to find that Xander Bogaerts is whipping Manny Machado in WAR right now.
I was, just because
I think it was 1.1.
Manny has like 100-point higher slugging percentage
and like a 0.25 difference in batting average.
14 more home runs, and according to outs above average, which is different than the WAR defensive statistic, but he's like tied for the lead among third basemen this year defensively. So you'd think that would help him, not hurt him. But
who do you feel better about right now?
I feel better about
right,
Manny.
Exactly.
I know Manny hasn't been dropped to 8th in the order by Craig Stammen.
Imagine.
So
I don't
maybe
get it
WAR is not 100% perfect all the time.
Yeah, imagine.
Like any other statistic.
Ty France has been awesome.
You got to look at it in context. Yeah, he's been really good.
Getting that knock yesterday just to get him on the board with 2 outs
after the Manny double play.
After the Manny double play was massive, man, and continues to get higher in the order because
if Lopez escapes that inning without getting a run, builds his confidence and everything. You needed to get something off of him after that start of the inning.
Was really
was very big.
Loved it. That's it.
All right, that is it for us on a Wednesday. Again, we'll have the short show for you tomorrow, leading right into early Padres baseball. Hopefully a chance to win a series against the Atlanta Braves, but you do have to take today's game if that's going to be a possibility. So we will be back bright and early tomorrow at 6 a.m. to talk all about it. Braden and Frank are coming up next. They'll take you until 2 o'clock, and then we got Padres baseball, 3:15 pregame show. 4:15 first pitch today from Truist Park in Atlanta. For our executive producer, Paul Reindl, and for Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. I will see you anchoring the news tonight on Channel 10 and then talk to you again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. from all of us here at San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.